an engineer, a computer programmer, and a filmmaker, the three pillars of the universe. They have formed a consultant firm, and each episode they are contracted to solve the world's greatest problems. This is Important Business.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to... I hate saying ladies and gentlemen. I have to find a better intro.
Ladies and gents.
G'day, folks.
Someone send me something better I can open with, because I hate saying that.
Howdy, folks.
Welcome to Fancy Wolf's 9th episode of Important Business. I'm your host, Cameron Kennedy, and today I'm joined by my co-host, Taylor Robinson. I'm going to dub that with something not sounding like that. And we're also joined by our other co-host, Ryan Koliakovo.
You pow, pow, pow.
Oh, wow. You didn't have anything to steal from Taylor this time.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we're
This
once
wasn't good,
again,
so.
same as last episode, joined by our guest, Shawnna McGowan.
Hello again.
Hi. And so, we post every Thursday, as always, every Thursday morning on YouTube. The easiest way to get to that is fancywolf.com. We're also on podcast services, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play. I always forget Google Play.
TuneIn Radio.
Google Glass.
We are on TuneIn Radio. We have one TuneIn Radio listener.
Please don't leave.
Yeah, because they're the one.
You're the only one we've got.
Yeah.
Use our tune-in sponsorship if you leave.
But for now, let's get down to business. So we're going to start off with the Mars topic, I think it was.
Wait, no, the 5 cents.
Is or isn't it a
Which
planet?
one do we want to?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do
Nope.
the 5 senses one. Because this is one that I've thought of in the past a lot, but I didn't actually think of it as a topic. If you guys had to sacrifice one of your 5 senses, like, what are they? Sight, smell, taste, feeling, and hearing? What is the order you'd be willing to sacrifice them in?
Smell first.
Definitely.
I think.
Yeah, smell is always the one that I come back to.
Yeah, it's the least sort of useful, I guess.
Yeah.
And then
I feel like
taste.
well, that's the thing is I think smell is one where you might actually benefit from it.
Sure.
There's a lot of bad smells out there.
I mean, this is true. Yeah.
What about-
you wouldn't have to.
But the other
Carbon
flip side of it,
monoxide is like-
I'll say something for like taste you get the most enjoyment out of.
True.
But
But-
what if you always smelled bad because you didn't have a sense of smell?
Oh, gotta be self-aware. Gotta always be at
That's one of my
deodorant.
farts.
Yeah, that's true. yeah.
I feel like it wouldn't come up that often because just shower every day and wear clean clothes and I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm pretty sure there's pretty rare
Sure.
cases where
Definitely.
you stink even though you've done those things.
The other thing I've thought about is like, what if there's like a gas leak or something?
Also a good point.
Yeah, but...
And you're alone?
Are you going to be alone?
Yeah.
Like, how many gas leaks have you been in?
I don't,
I'm a lonely person.
or even smoke or something.
Yeah.
Smelling smoke for me,
So-
it's also with taste. Is you have the benefit of like, you don't care what anything tastes like. Just
So
eat
mine,
the healthiest
before you guys
stuff
said anything, I
possible.
didn't even consider smell first. I was going to say taste first.
Really?
Now I'm kind of up in the air between the two. The reason I'd say taste first is because then I could just be the absolute most strict person with the most fantastic diet ever,
You don't
and
care
I
what
don't
you
have
eat,
to.
yeah.
I don't have to taste the kale that tastes like,
Kale doesn't
Kale's
taste that bad.
fine.
kale. I hate. Okay,
Well, I guess I've never. I'm saying
Right.
not that bad because I've never had it on its own.
it's not great.
Kale.
Oh,
Or
no,
what's it?
actually,
What is it?
I've had kale bites.
What is it? Arugula? It tastes like dirt.
Yeah.
Arugula,
Arugula's
I'm
so
not a
good.
fan.
I like
Really, it
arugula.
tastes so bad.
To me, I'm not a big
It's
fan
like
of bitter.
grass. Yeah.
Okay.
So arugula.
So that means
worry
like
about
yeah,
texture.
I could just I don't know.
Yeah, you could
You use food for substance and substance alone, and
exactly. Just eat the best that you can.
yeah, it'd make it kind of boring, but like
You wouldn't care.
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Eventually.
I guess I'd probably feel better and that'd make
You might
up
get
for it.
texture. I don't know. You have to think about texture too. Like you don't want to just be eating, leaves or whatever.
I don't know
crunchy
if you
stuff.
care.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the
No,
sensation.
okay. I would just take every good food that I wanted and just make disgusting smoothies all the time and just pound them
But
back.
he's talking
believe
about
I'd love
texture.
that?
That's why, like,
Yeah.
for me personally, my argument for why I don't care about texture is if I could just drink smoothies,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
just
if I
eat
could
your
just drink
food.
mango smoothies and be
Yeah.
fine, I would just drink mango smoothies.
Yeah. So like I wouldn't mind getting rid of taste if I could just have these nasty smoothies all the time that were just extremely nutritious because they just had a ton of good foods in them for
Yeah,
me.
fair enough.
So
Yeah.
which would you guys like? For me personally, I think if I really had to, in actuality, I'd probably give up smell before taste.
Yeah.
But
I think
if I was really thinking long term, I would probably give up taste before smell.
Yeah, because there's also even just things like I've had like milk that looked perfectly fine that stunk.
yeah.
There are safety
Which I didn't even notice it till it was in my mouth. I was like, that
then
smelled really
smell
bad. And I was like,
didn't-
oh no.
I was gonna say,
I
well, it
spat it
kind of
out.
sounds like smell didn't matter there.
No, I swallowed it.
Oh.
And then I was like, that smelled kind of off. I don't really know if it tasted different because I swallowed it too quickly. And I looked at my glass, and like, if you ever poured glass out, that was like, if you had a glass full of spoiled milk and then poured it out, there's like little bits left over.
It looks like you had feta.
Kinda. Yeah. And that's when I realized, I was like, oh, this. So had my sniffer been working a bit better, maybe I would have smelt it in advance.
All right, well, I think I would still sacrifice smell first, probably.
I think it's smell.
And then
I think
taste for me next. What about you guys for the second one? Because you said,
I'd say taste as well.
you say taste as well?
I agree with taste. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up in the air.
Actually, yeah,
between
that makes a
smell
lot
and
of sense.
taste, back and forth.
Because, after that, we get down
They're
to
the two
hearing,
non-essentials,
sight,
really.
and feeling.
Yeah. So this
Yeah.
Feeling,
starts
I
to get
want to be
mixed up.
last.
Feeling, I think, has to be last.
Oh,
Really?
sight
Well,
for me,
I think
for me
Sight
is
would be last. No,
Sight might be
No.
last for me.
I need
I
to
don't
see
know how I would go through life not being able to feel.
I would do
like,
feel.
how do you walk?
Deadpool.
I do
walk?
feel third.
Deadpool can't
do you
feel
walk?
anything.
How do you walk? Okay, well, think about like
can't
when
That's,
think about when
I wouldn't
cats and
mind
dogs you put
But you
like
can feel like anything.
I think you have to be able to feel some stuff. Like, I feel like it's just in order to walk. Like, have you ever walked while your legs are asleep? Some people, you'll likely, if you try too hard, you'll fall down and roll your ankle.
Yeah, I watched a documentary of a girl who couldn't feel anything from her waist down, and she ran track.
Wow.
Like she would lose complete feeling. She had nothing. So people.
When I say she
So like
lose
she
balance.
had motor control over it, but she couldn't feel them. So it made it very difficult because she was like, I'm pretty certain I'm moving them, but like.
Whoa.
She's like, it's very anxious while she's racing.
That's
And
some
like
VR shit.
some people were like claiming like, oh, well, that's cheating 'cause she can't feel the pain she's in when she's running.
Wow.
And it's like, we think she should be disqualified. And it's like, yo, this lady's running without feeling her legs. She already has a disadvantage. Like,
Yeah,
screw you.
I don't
If
think
you
that's
still lost, like, that's not cheating. Like,
That doesn't make you faster.
it doesn't make you faster. It doesn't take away from the fact
If
that
anything,
it's
it
still
leads
serious.
possibly more likely to an injury.
Yeah, exactly. So like,
And then you're likely, like, you get an advantage in a very short term
yeah, exactly. So,
as far as sports go.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
so,
So for me, vision, I guess, is my last one I would want to give up.
yeah.
I guess I would have to give up hearing next after. Like, taste and smell, like, God, these five senses are not equal.
No.
No, not by
No.
a long shot.
Like,
Taste is only on your tongue and only when you're eating. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? It only comes up.
feel is on your tongue and all the other spots.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Well, I just mean like sight comes up like so much more
Yeah.
frequently.
Yeah.
I'm always looking. I'm not tasting anything right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm not smelling anything right now.
I feel like I couldn't live without. I feel like walking and all that, everything could be
Right.
crazy.
No, I get that. I do get.
I
what
feel
you
like
mean,
you would still. I think you would. I'm shocked that you wouldn't give up feel next.
You'd rather lose your hearing or sight than be able to feel?
What do you do that you wouldn't want to have your sight or hearing?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's just an order. I had to give an order. I gave an order.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
we're talking through it. That's why. Yeah. If these weren't quick fire questions, this is a podcast. We have like an hour if we wanted.
I think feeling is. I just can't imagine. I think so many things would be so much
See,
harder.
I say that. I think feeling.
Okay.
I guess, feeling.
How
I
do you
would
know
have
when
to
you
keep.
wake up, Mr. Blind Man?
Oh my god. Also, how many more blind people and deaf people are there than non?
For me, it's like I could switch between hearing and sight, though I prefer to have sight. But are you talking about me being able to
No,
switch one?
him.
on?
Sorry.
Okay, I thought you were. I thought you were laughing at the way I worded it, thinking I was
blind
saying
people know when they
switching one
wake
on and off. That just made me think of a weird, like, remember we had Ryan's thing before? We had one big muscle he could shift around his body like a superpower
Yeah.
for whenever he needed it. Like,
I do
if you wanted to use his bicep, he could have a big bicep, and if you wanted to have like a big like quad,
Rock hard
you
abs.
could do that. Just one rock hard ab.
Yeah.
A single
Sick ab,
It
bro.
would just stick out. People would think they just
Wait,
have
how does it
growing that.
work? Because like if it can't be a single, it would have to be a single bicep because bicep, but there's two. If it's only gonna do
No,
one
it's 'cause
ab
it's
and not
one
his
on each
entire
arm,
ab,
You idiot.
what? Sorry?
There's one on each arm.
And that's why triceps, because there's one on each.
Because there's
arm.
one going down your back. I think.
One in between.
Leave that one alone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely leave that where it is. Okay,
Best
where
to
are we
stop
at?
talking.
Yeah,
So we're at,
I feel like feeling.
smell.
For me, it is the thing though. Like that is fearful for me. The idea of like having none of those senses besides feeling.
That sounds awful.
I know, and I understand there's definitely people that live that way, and they find enjoyment, but not having ever lived that way, I
Yeah.
can't. I
Thought of
can't
it.
picture
It's okay.
it.
We won't offend them
My
because they
mem-
can't hear this.
Sure. My memories are all related to hearing and vision for the most part.
I mean, like, man, I felt a good metal rod today.
I don't think that's how it works. Imagine though, like your entertainment would be like, God, you would stop
Fidget
focusing
spinners.
on things like Jesus Christ. You relate to like massage chairs and stuff like that, and I guess you could listen to music just like the rhythm of it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get stuff from, but
Yeah.
God, I think I would still prefer Vision first. I think Vision's my one I want the most.
Okay, so that's like
Yeah.
the furthest to the list. So you
Yeah,
would leave that
I feel
last.
like I would rather be paralyzed
Right.
but be able to see than to not feel. Sorry, than to feel but not be able to see and hear.
Yeah, I think that's it. I agree with that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give up smell, then taste, then hearing, then feeling, then vision.
I think
Although I could swap seeing and.
I could.
Although I don't think that's
No,
actually terrifying if I
No,
can't
no,
feel
no.
or hear, but I can only. Sorry, I can't feel or see, but I can only hear.
Oh my
I guess that
God.
would actually terrify me.
No.
That would be, it'd be awful.
That might be actually the worst one.
I would much rather have vision than hearing.
No, that's what I'm saying. I prefer it, but
Yeah.
those two,
The
like,
swap.
I think I would rather keep feeling over. Like, I would rather either be a blind person that can feel or a deaf person that can feel than.
A blind and deaf person who can hear. Or,
Then
no, sorry,
I
Blind
would
and
not
unfeeling.
a
want to
blind
give-
person who can't feel.
I wouldn't
can
want to
only
get.
hear.
I would. Feeling is always going to be second last. I can technically switch if I had to.
Yeah,
The last and third,
yeah.
but yeah, it's the second last one I'm willing to give up. Which one? What's the
imagine-
worst combination? We were talking about hearing, but what if taste was the only one you had left, or smell?
Which one do I prefer?
Yeah, taste.
I don't
or smell.
think you
Which
could-
would you
I don't-
rather?
I don't
Taste. I think I would rather.
I
There's
think
no
taste.
way you could develop and be a functional human if all you ever did was taste. Because you never learn what
The
communication
best food
is.
critic this world has to offer.
Well, you'd never be able to
Just
communicate.
either vomit.
You
or
wouldn't
soup.
even know what
you
taste.
could
You wouldn't know
find
what
a-
food is.
You could find a way.
You
to
wouldn't know
see
what it is, but you would enjoy that taste.
Yeah,
But how would you even know?
you'd nod.
You.
Well, you wouldn't know to nod. You can't feel or even see. No one
You'd-
would tell you
you'd
that nodding.
Well,
is a
we're
thing.
saying they lost these senses.
Oh.
Oh my.
Yeah, they lost.
Oh,
These senses.
so they've developed.
God, and I don't even know how they know how to communicate. Like
They
this
don't.
whole
Figure out a
thing
way.
They
is
don't
so
even know
terrifying.
if they've communicated.
This
God.
is so ignorant because there's like clearly people out there like who is it? Helen Keller?
He was blind and deaf.
Yeah.
yeah, I heard.
But she
I
had
hope did.
feeling is the thing.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's why it's like there's communication in some way you can do.
Yes.
You can't really communicate through taste.
No, that's what I mean.
give
If
them
all
a-
you ever had was
A
taste,
grape.
good luck.
A grape means something.
What?
A grape means something. Another flavor means something.
But you
else.
don't know but how do you communicate back with taste?
You'd nod. And
Make
shake
meals.
But I'm
How do you
saying, like,
know
meals.
to nod or that you're even?
You don't know that language. I'm saying like with her, if she was born without vision and hearing, right?
If there's any linguists that watch the show,
How do you
God,
make
maybe-
up a language?
and now I'm kind of just wanting to watch a documentary on Helen Keller to get some understanding of how any of this works in the first place. But yeah,
pretty
'cause
sure she like
for like
feels,
for hearing,
faces and stuff. She'll feel your lips moving, and she can like
Really, I didn't know that.
okay.
like that.
They don't just do Morse code, like tap her hand
I mean,
Also
braille
could work.
I guess it's much faster to
or that.
do this.
I meant if you're
I
talking.
think you did know
Right.
Braille. I think that's true.
Yeah.
Like, actually.
But it's also how do you? I guess same as any language works. Language in general is very confusing to figure out how someone develops understanding it in the first place. Like how a baby learns
Yeah.
what anything means.
Mm.
Yeah.
So,
That's a big one.
if you had to choose a toe, which would you cut off first? No, wait, that's not the next question.
Wait,
our
can I
next
put
que-
this thing in? We forgot to do this.
Oh yeah, we can throw in Ryan's.
I gotta put my capsule in.
Oh,
Yeah, your water's probably not hot.
I'm gonna pick.
I picked Rhino again.
I'm gonna go monkey.
okay.
I'm surprised
No,
you
no,
didn't
no,
go
no,
for
no,
the. I'm surprised you didn't go kudu.
I'm gonna go hippo again. Actually,
I was
Hippo
gonna choose
again.
kudu.
You're
just,
gonna
you
choose
know.
kudu?
Yeah.
Shawnna, you chose what was it?
Anteater.
Yeah, we talked
I'm
about this.
sticking with
You're
it.
sticking with Anteater.
I
Yeah?
am.
sticking with hippo.
Sticking with Rhino
You're changing it. Why you change? Whatever. It doesn't matter.
because he tampered with him. We'll never trust
Wow.
what he says.
I haven't even gotten one right.
Yeah, you're just eliminating it.
So you just want an excuse for if I get it right to say I didn't.
What happened was there are how many pieces in this? 18?
Yeah.
There's how many combinations on the back?
12.
12. So by whichever one that you got when we were away, it's less
I don't even know
likely
what it
it's
was.
that. Sure, as far as we know. As far as you let us know.
I threw it out.
How do we know anything now?
I don't trust you, Taylor.
we
they
don't
just don't
trust
trust you.
Also,
But yeah.
you don't know that they're not just randomly made. Like, you don't know that there's an even number of all of them in.
No, I'm saying just based on the odds.
Yeah.
As far as we know, they are.
Oh, maybe.
Right.
As far as we know, that could be 18 capsules of lions.
That would be. I
But it
doubt
was-
Sure,
that.
as far as we know. But again, the odds based on what they've presented to us, this information.
Yeah, so
we know
whatever I
it's not.
discovered didn't change anything.
We know it's more like it's less likely than it is that there is a duplicate of one of them in there.
If
I guess it's
there's an
actually
even number of
pretty-
each.
Yeah.
But we don't know that.
No, but we don't. But I'm saying just based on odds in general.
Yeah.
Right? The odds of two of these things being the same is likely, but for an individual one, it's not likely. Right?
I don't even know what you're
I think
talking
that's
I
a
think I
about.
statistic.
It doesn't matter. Let's
Right?
just keep moving.
I think as a whole, you're likely to get it's definite you'll get duplicates, but for each individual, it's not likely it will be the duplicate.
I think I get what you mean. Yeah.
You get what I mean?
I think
No.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Next, we were going to talk about the Mars one because this is another one you've saved for Shawnna
Yeah.
when she's on the show.
She loves these thought experiments.
I do. I do.
Basically just a one-way trip to Mars.
What'd you do?
You
with
know
it?
there's... What is
do
it?
it
Is it a chance you can come back?
No, like I say, like no. They're probably.
I would say no as well.
I'd
You
say
know
they-
you're not coming back.
It's a one-way
You're-
trip. You know, it's a
this
one-way
is
trip.
suicide mission.
It's not a suicide.
I'm
mission.
sorry, are you asking, like, would we do it?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you go to Mars
Yeah,
knowing it's
sure.
a one-way
No, I would
ticket?
not.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No.
What?
Because
I
I like my life and don't want to die?
That's
What's
no.
there?
Like you're gonna be there for a while, but you know you're not gonna come back here
What do you mean be there for, so you're going to be there forever?
You could.
I would go in a
yes.
heartbeat.
for the rest of your life. You'll be there,
Yeah. What do you
however long that may be.
I don't want to be there.
I would go there.
Why
I
would I
want
want
to
to?
live my life.
I don't
here.
know. Ask Shawnna.
Why would you want to be there?
It's amazing. It would be amazing. You'd be a space pioneer. Like you.
Yeah, but you die there alone.
I
But
feel
you're
like-
doing it for the greater good of us going to another planet.
Okay, when has anyone ever said the greater good and it not been for like a cult
It's a
or like
cult. NASA's. We're going to Mars. We're going to.
I'm
We're going-
pretty
Sorry. we,
Boys,
as
pack
the
your
human
things up.
race, we're going to go to Mars. Why wouldn't you
I
be on
feel
that
like
trip?
I'm pretty sure the Nazis in German said it's for the greater good too.
If I'm being honest, I think we're beating around the bush here because Shawnna, like, we can't even question her on this because we know how far she will go. I have asked her before, if you could live forever, would you?
Yes.
And that is terrifying.
Yeah.
We have told her before, like, that means just to, like, if you will live infinitely,
Yes.
you will end up more likely than not, because it's forever, there will be a few hundred years where you're trapped underground inside a box.
Oh my god.
You
I
could
mean,
be
that's
bur-
not even the worst part.
You,
just,
no,
like,
but I'm saying, like,
the
you
Earth
could be
dies.
buried alive and have to spend
just
forever
in
there
space.
until the Earth slowly think
You
about
said
the same way,
buried.
like, what is it? Water. What were you saying?
You said buried instead of buried.
Yeah, I said buried.
Okay.
It's a U, not an A.
All right.
What was it? Water or was it glaciers that, like, wore down the rocks on the sides of mountains?
Erosion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's
The way the mountains look the way they do. How fucking long that took.
Yeah.
Yes.
You buried alive underground.
Do I eventually get out?
It's infinite, so yes.
Then I get out.
But you have to spend forever there. You cannot die. There is no escape from any pain.
I eventually get
Pain
out.
of boredom. Of
You'd be psychologically ruined.
yes.
But I
and
would see
So
the end.
So is the reason
There is no end. Is what we've been trying to tell
I
you.
would eventually see the end of this planet. I would see the end of our solar system.
And then
I
you
would.
float around
Unless
in
you were
space.
trapped underground.
I don't want to
during-
do that. I want to be in a spaceship and flying around and
You
zipping
might
around
not.
the
You
universe.
might just be in space.
You might miss
eventually.
out on all these
I
things.
don't want to miss out those though. I want like my way of living forever.
so you're
want
gonna
it my
steal a space station from NASA
Just chill
and
up there.
somehow
But-
launch it?
But don't you think
Yes.
your human brain would eventually, like, you would run out of things that you could comprehend that seemed different from one another?
Oh my god.
Right? Like when you look
Yeah,
at
you get crazy.
when you think about this, something like you look at a computer and what is it? RGB, like how many combinations? There's millions of color combinations.
Yep.
But one little number off out of those millions for a shade of red, you're not going to notice the difference between the two. I think the universe would be like that.
Oh my god.
You might discover something, like after you've lived for 1 trillion years, how likely is it that you're going to discover something new that's you haven't seen anything like it before in the next billion?
How do you even remember all that stuff?
Do I get
still
to
have
remember it?
And we
Do you
talked
still have
about
the same human brain.
We talked about this one New Year's, and she was not even phased by it.
Like it's just okay. Again, it's on like my terms. I get to like
On your
explore the universe. Like it was not like me sitting at
Even
home
forever,
watching.
though. That's so like.
But it's just like it would be seeing the whole universe. It would
But
be.
it never ends.
I can't say no. I just
no.
can't say no.
God, that is. I think that's like. That has to be one of my biggest fears, just based on that. Like, to me, it's like being stranded at sea.
I would love for Shawnna to meet her million-year-old self, like taken back in time to right now, to see how they differ.
Be like, please, no. I would rather you end it right now.
I need to see my future self.
I'm like, no, the first like 23 years of your life are so much better than the year 100 onto a million.
I think she would come in and she like wouldn't even speak English anymore because she's like she's been floating in space for so long she forgot English. She's a mute because she's there by herself.
Because her mind's fucking broken at
Yeah.
that point.
You just said she'd be a crazy person who gets enlightened
Yeah.
and starts clapping when they see a bunch of
Like,
stars up
you know what I was
close and stuff.
just based on it being forever, like the idea of solitary confinement, and there's
Yeah.
like only a certain amount of time you can go up to, you would have to be forced past that just because it's infinite time.
Yeah.
That's like solitary confinement on the whole universe.
Kinda, yeah. You'd be stuck, eventually the small, it would feel like there's so little to it.
I'm picturing this much more glamorously than you guys.
I know. You're picturing this
It's
as
pretty
you're
dark.
you're driving the fucking magic school bus.
I am just chilling. Like, oh look, there's a planet made of diamonds. Oh, look, one beautiful.
But
sun
even if
over
you
there.
sat
Like,
here for the next hour and named things planets were made out of, you would get bored.
but I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Planet made out of books.
Books, chocolate, diamonds,
Yes.
water, glass.
But it keeps going. The universe just keeps going. There's
keeps
so
going.
much more. I could see
Planet made out of
everything.
used cigarette butts that have been stomped out.
Ew.
And
Why
think
do you
about all
like
the
that?
horrors you would see.
The horrors. Oh no. Okay. And yes, obviously, I would see everyone I know and I love and I adore. Yes, they would all die before me. I
Think
know
about
that.
the number of people you would
Then
see
you'd
burn
find new
alive
people.
just statistically by
You
living
find a new
forever.
family.
I would have to. Yes, but for your,
Get a robot family.
Yeah, then
Get
they
a
can't
robot
die.
baby.
they can also live
Raise
forever.
it.
And
Unless
we're
they-
saying all
unless
this,
they
if
rust
it's
and die.
on the way we're talking about it and not your glamorous version, are you still in?
Obviously, it's much harder now.
Oh, it's much harder.
Much harder. It's obviously
Finally
much,
a breakthrough before
it's much
before the
darker.
genie comes out of the bottle and you traumatize yourself forever.
But like, if it could be as glamorous as I think it could be, which is the
And
magic
you would
school
still want it to be
bus,
forever.
I would still.
Not even 1,000 years, forever.
I don't want to see it end. I don't think I want to die. I really don't want to die. Like I.
I
you
get that.
don't.
But I
Just,
think
just remember this in 60 years, Ryan, when she's in her deathbed, she starts begging you, I don't want to die.
Like, okay, do you know the episode,
Yeah.
that Black Mirror episode where they're like in their little, beds, little old people, and they send them to their
see,
Yeah.
havens in their
you're gonna
caves?
have to put her in a VR headset, and when she's ready to pass away, she doesn't know it yet. Like you make her think that she's like, oh yeah, Shawnna, you're living forever. You're getting on this magic school bus. She climbs in there. She's actually just laying in the hospital bed.
do that.
It's like, okay, we're going through a dark tunnel. Unplug the machine.
Oh my god. That's so dark.
Let me go through a dark tunnel just so I don't have to see her when I unplug.
No, I'm talking about the VR thing. She's simulating that.
Oh.
She's going through it, so it's like it doesn't cut off for her. It's just
It never ends. Her always going through a dark tunnel. Oh my god.
Oh my god. So yeah, I don't want to die. I want to live forever.
How do we get this topic? One-way trip to Mars.
it was the one way trip.
One-way
For
trip
me,
to
when I
Mars.
started hearing her talk about it, it's like, yeah, none of this is surprising me because I've heard her talk about like we're talking about Mars, like oh, there's nothing there. It's like, yeah, no, we've heard she doesn't care. She's gonna fucking like
Go. Be a
I've
space
talked about like
pioneer.
if your spaceship blew up and you were stranding, you're just spinning through space for the next 100 years.
I mean, that's Terrifying.
Yeah, terrifying.
Again, not as glamorous
Imagine the
as what I
trailer for
had.
Gravity, but it doesn't end. She doesn't have that cyanide pill or whatever they use.
To bring it back to the Mars question, specifically going to Mars, one-way ticket to Mars with my buddies, my NASA buddies. They just have to call me up. I would go in a heartbeat. Yes.
Who are your NASA buddies?
The two Canadians
Neil
that
Armstrong.
just graduated with the turtle class of NASA's astronauts. They're called.
You're going with turtles?
If they
know
call
these
me up,
turtles?
those two Canadians that
The Ninja
just,
Turtles?
I will,
Raphael?
I will go with them.
Leonardo?
They're all ready. They can do the Artemis mission. We're getting ready for Mars. All
You've
those
done
things.
research. Oh, I guess you were into space.
Oh yeah, sorry, my apologies. There.
I was about to say astrophysics. I was like, I'm not sure if that's what it is.
No, that's what I took a minor in astrophysics. Yeah.
I hate these.
This
Mine's fine.
right? Is that okay?
Yeah,
If it
both the
stays
ones
like-
I've bought do not stay up well.
That's probably good enough.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not the only person who thinks like this. Go watch what is it? Chris Hatfield has like a new show where he's driving around, like he's taking essentially our solar system.
Coffee.
Basically.
That's essentially yes, but he says that he's like, would
Really?
you like someone asks him like, would you go to Mars? And I'm fairly certain his answer is like, yes, I would
I understand
go.
for the Mars one. That one surprised me a lot less. I understand that one.
Yes,
The
yeah.
living forever thing is.
And that's so much darker that you've twisted it and you've sullied it
I
for me.
haven't. There has to be there's a reason it's a theoretical question.
Yes,
Like there has to be
yes.
consequences. For this Mars one, it's like, yeah, I don't like the idea of there being something out there. I'm not willing to sacrifice everything I have for it.
You'd also, if you live forever, accumulate enough PTSD from different things that you'd be terrified of.
Oh, I'm not even talking about that one now. Back to the Mars thing for me personally. I'm just like, Mars has nothing for me. I might discover something for me there, but I already know there's stuff for me here.
Mars is cool if I could
enough.
like go there really quickly and come back really quickly. I'm not looking to go there forever. Or
So,
take like a month
what's the
to get
longest amount of time you're willing to wait for it to take to get?
there. Like maybe a month. Like, I don't know.
A month, okay.
I got things to do.
Wait a month, like you would go there for a month.
No, take a month to get there.
Take a
Oh,
month
I
to get
see.
there,
Okay.
hang out for
Time
like,
travel.
I don't know, a week or two, whatever it is.
Yeah, have you thought about
Take a
how
month
much
back.
time you're
I don't
gonna
know.
have
I
to
got
Like a
stuff to do.
vacation.
Yeah,
To get
whatever.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it? I think it's like 6 months or something.
Is it
Or
only
like
6 months?
since we're like 18 months? Something like
What is
it's
it?
like the like traveling from here to Mars, like the
pretty
actual
nice,
trip
though.
that they have to do.
Oh, it's a long time. I'm just
Yeah.
as I expect it was more than 6 months.
Do we have hypersleep yet? Is that a thing?
Hypersleep?
I think they were
That's
trying
where you
that on
sleep
someone.
faster?
I do think they were actually trying
I
that
like
on
Ryan
human subjects.
throwing out these terms every day.
No, where they like put someone to sleep for like an induced amount of.
Yeah, and you like wake up and you feel like it's only been
like
like,
they did in Interstellar.
yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that's the premise.
He
Yeah.
froze them.
That's what he's talking about. I
I'm
understand when
talking
Ryan throws out a word that sounds exaggerated, like ultra or hyper or something, and he puts it in front of them. He's like, I understand you.
What
mean
about that mega sleep? Did they get
Extra.
that in there?
Take a sleep. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called a coma.
So I'm not interested in going to Mars. Are you?
I think I'm like Taylor. I'd go for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I'd
but-
vacation there.
So outside of I think we'd all be like, yes, if I could see Mars,
Yeah.
sure. But
Oh yeah, but that's
I
not
think
the question.
three of us,
A one-way trip.
Ryan would
No.
compromise
Would
and
not
kill
want to
himself
move
after
there.
a month of being there.
you didn't like. What about books? Are you willing to give up books to stay on Mars?
I'd be on a different planet. I would be somewhere else that no one else had been. Like it would just be.
eventually.
But like someone's got to do it, right? Someone's got to do
In
it.
like 300 years,
The
everyone's.
people's-
When we have to
minds
set
are
it up,
broken.
someone has to set up our base there and get everything.
You're gonna go do
ready.
manual labor on Mars for the rest of your life.
Shawnna pretty
again-
much wants to be one of those curbside workers of like.
You're gonna be a landscaper.
You guys have such.
I was
dark-
picturing like prisoners on the side of the road where it's like they're picking up garbage and stuff. It's like that might be what they send there for you to do.
She's
Shawnna.
the
It's like,
cleanup crew.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
You've sullied
All the
this.
Martians.
You've all sullied this.
roadside litter.
Because I'm talking about like Mars, like as far as like how much diversity is there to the landscape?
I mean,
is there?
well, they have like there's a volcano I think on Mars. Like there's
I don't know if
things.
I'm near it.
No, not me personally, but like it's not just like a blank canvas.
Yeah,
There's not
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
there. It's,
But I'm talking about it's mostly same colors, right?
yes, I would assume. Oh yes, yeah. It's
Right.
not like Earth. It's not like.
I wonder
you know,
how that would affect your vision. Like, have you guys ever
Permanent sepia.
kind of yeah? Well, it was a thing in swimming of like if you wore tinted goggles, like I would either
Yeah.
have like if I had blue ones on,
Right.
I would take them off after, and everything looked orange.
yeah.
And it's similar to like the lights we have in here are their daylight set. And so on camera, if I didn't adjust the camera for that, everything would look blue.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so I wonder if there's so much orange around you all the time.
Yeah.
Do they have? There's no atmosphere, is there? Or
On Mars.
No, you can't breathe up there.
No, that's not what I was referring to. I meant for colors, because that's the reason our sky is blue. So the sky would be completely black.
Yeah.
So it'd just be black and red
yeah.
everywhere,
Yeah.
right?
So is there? That's a good
It would look
Halloween
neat.
all the time.
I'll give you that. It would look neat.
It would look neat.
Again, a vacation
For a
spot
week.
for sure.
Yeah, I think I
Ooh,
honestly think for me, I think after a day, I'd be like, okay, I'm ready to go home.
A day.
That's it. A day
Because
trip
I'd
to
be
Mars.
like, for me, I think the amount I could travel on there,
Right.
it would all generally look the same because there's nothing like it's not like they have oceans and stuff like that.
No,
It's not like
no.
land has been broken down in that way.
Yeah.
It's I think all very similar.
Lots of
All
hills.
like it's all very canyony and it's like sure, but like going to the Grand Canyon in general, like you don't want to spend 2 days looking at the Grand Canyon.
No,
You go there
no.
for a
No,
day.
I get you.
Right, and I think that's where I would fall down on. If
Yeah.
if I was there for a week, I'd be like, oh fuck, like what do I do today? Like it's not like taking a trip to Paris. It's like I'm gonna go check out this restaurant, this museum, and all this stuff. It's like no, God, okay, I'm gonna go check out the same canyon again. Like
Same
Cameron wants to go to the casino.
That's
So-
right.
in Paris,
Yeah.
the Paris casino.
So you should
Or the
set
Mars
up the
casino.
first Mars casino.
Yeah.
Become a tycoon.
What are we gambling? All these astronauts.
Pebbles. No, bottle caps. No, bullets.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That escalated.
Bullets.
I was getting impressed with how much more they had on them.
Yeah, bottle caps.
You need, well, bullets have a use. So like they could be your
Astronauts
currency.
using bullets a lot.
There could be wild boars that come charging at
Be
you.
wild boars. Is
Wi-
there a wild boar in there? Ryan, check the animal thing. God, please be it, please.
Fucking elephant. I was my second guess. was
I thought it was a rhino for a second. I was so excited.
Elephants aren't yellow.
They're also not sponge.
Very dumb.
You got a good point.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you guys feel about this topic? I feel like we've. I
We've
think
beaten it.
You've sullied it. You've absolutely sullied it.
Yeah, I feel like Shawnna does not isn't unwavering.
And in the same vein, we were just talking about if we went to Pompeii. Remember that, like how a volcano exploded and then everyone got set in stone.
Yeah, or
We were talking about if we went there and then became Pompeii 2, where it exploded.
Me too.
Where it
Sounds like a
exploded,
DreamWorks movie.
and everything there, including us, got like set in stone. Basically, I don't think it was stone. Whatever I mean. Basically, go and become Pompeii 2.
being covered in ash and
You're covered in ash. You're stuck. You're dead.
Yeah.
And
Very much.
you're stuck
die.
like that until someone finds you.
Oh, on Mars.
No, not on Mars. Not on Mars.
Oh.
Just in Pompeii and wherever that is. I don't
So
know
what
that
is this question?
It's kind of the same thing where it's like she's like, oh, I go up there so I can be like the pioneer of Mars, and I'll go be.
yes.
No, but I'm saying I don't understand what's Pompeii 2 have to do with going to Mars?
This is Pompeii too.
Because
There's
it's
a
like-
body
Mars is the
in
first
Mars.
time anything's ever happened.
It's being like I don't know, super famous for like a non-celebrity reason, I guess.
Okay.
My death on
Okay.
Mars.
So for me, I'm just stuck
You're
on the
done.
specificity
Mars.
of Pompeii happening again.
Yeah,
As
that's
a
true.
comparison, not Pompeii or something like Pompeii 2.
I think that's right. I could be wrong about the whole thing.
I don't know.
I think there's a movie about it that we could watch.
I
Probably
don't
get us
think
caught up
so.
to speed. There is a movie.
Yeah.
It's about Pompeii.
Ryan, does that specify a lot of things you say? I think that's right, but it could be completely wrong.
That is
Yeah.
a lot of things I say. Yeah.
The
If I could have
I want to move on to, because I feel like it's not too much of a stretch from this, dream job stuff. So is this something you like when we say dream job? That's actually how we just had written down in the notes. What my question is if you had to leave your industry you're currently in right now,
Right.
go do something else, what do you think you would be good at doing? Or something you would enjoy doing?
I already know an answer, but
Really?
wait, when you say leave my field, do you mean I have to leave engineering or I have to leave STEM?
Engineering.
Okay. I do nursing.
You do nursing?
Yeah, it was my second choice.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's what your
my
mom
mom was a nurse for like 6 years. And so she always brought me up like talking about stuff like that. So I always really enjoyed it. So I always asked a ton of questions. And I like people. So I would like dealing with people and hopefully make them not worse, but hopefully better.
I think that's what my brother's going into.
Yeah.
He did kinesiology, but I think he's going to nursing, which he'd be great at.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that was an actual smart, solid answer.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
like warms
there
my
you go.
heart.
Yeah.
Leave
What
engineering.
about
Be a nurse.
No,
Aw.
it's okay.
I was gonna ask for you, would you want it to be the fucking Mars mission?
NASA, please call me. I'm ready to be an astronaut. Yes.
You're ready.
Ready.
I don't
No
need the
training.
Just send me up there.
Let me graduate. I want to say astronaut, but like it's dumb. But I just want to be like a forever student. I would just want to be.
Really?
I just want to be paid to learn and do projects and just leave it like a month after I do it and be like, I'm just gonna do something else now. Like I just don't want to stick to one thing. I just want variety.
I get that. I understand that.
Yeah, I literally want to just do anything all the time.
You want to be like a
Freelancer.
I was gonna say, you know that
Freelance
new
learner.
TV show, the one on Disney Plus with what's his name? It's a National Geographic show.
Right?
Goldblum?
Jeff Goldblum. You want to be like Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah, he literally just like goes and like,
Yeah.
like, oh, running shoes. These are cool. These are hip by the kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to do that. But like, I want to learn.
You want to
all
learn
sorts of
actual things.
Yeah, literally. And just do projects and then move on and be like, cool, let's go do something else next week.
I guess TV host is what I was thinking of. Like I was trying to think of another show where
Yeah,
someone
TV host.
someone checks out a new industry every week.
Yeah, that's it. They just get to go off and then do something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
Okay.
But I'd like to like learn the topic and understand it a little better.
Right.
And
Spend more than 20 minutes.
Exactly. But if all of this was funded and paid and all that good stuff, and I
Taken care
had
of.
time and resources, yes, it's the dream. That would be the dream for me.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It'd be fun.
I feel like I would lose my mind after a little while.
Oh my gosh, why?
Otherwise, for me, it's just the thing of like, I would run out
Variety.
of things that I was interested in.
Really?
Things I was interested in exploring deeply. Like I would rather spend on something like for film. Like I've spent a few years on it technically.
Right?
He's already bored of it.
I wouldn't want. Well, I'm saying like I wouldn't want to spend a few years on something like I don't know, working in a. Well, I guess chemistry. I was thinking for some reason funeral homes. Like I don't want to spend a few
Okay.
years learning how to work with dead bodies or something. I don't care about that. And
Like
I wouldn't.
more?
Yeah, I
think
guess
that's what
not
she's talking
specifically
about. But
more.
not like
I'm talking about the
few
people
years.
specifically in AA. So I'm saying like, I think I would find something I was interested in first. I would rather do than move on to the next thing.
Maybe that's what her goal is,
Yeah.
but she doesn't know it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying is I think you like exploring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, just like literally anything. Like if they told me like, yeah, okay, we're just gonna like, I don't know, just learn how to build rockets now, and I'd be like, cool, I can spend this for like a few years. Like, sure, I just do it if you teach me how. Like, and then they'd move on and be like, all right, now we're gonna teach you. I don't know. We got some rocks. Let's just like look at rocks. Like we've got rocks.
I don't know.
and-
We've got some wrong.
like minerals. Like you want to like learn how to like read these and tell what they do, and I'd be like, cool, okay. Like I don't know. I would just like whatever they threw at me. I
like to
learn.
picture that's their language they use, though. It's like, this wasn't an existing job, but we've got
Yeah,
some
that's
rocks,
it.
so we spent a lot of money on rockets for you. Gonna move on to these rocks.
No, we've moved on from that. We got rocks.
When they were looking at the
rockets.
next topic, they just saw rockets and they're like, rocks?
Rocks?
Well,
That's it. That's exactly what I was thinking.
It looked similar, and they didn't have the budget for any more expensive anymore.
They're the Rockettes. The
Oh my
female
god.
rocks.
Oh my god.
That's.
The Ets are coming back.
What about you?
I'd be doing my Animal Paradise
Oh my god.
Animal Paradise
art studio.
You think you guys are coming? Taylor came up with a real job.
Thanks, guys.
Well, like
Right,
not an Animal
researchers.
Paradise, the creative stuff that's within the Animal Paradise.
So you would want to be an Imagineer?
Ooh,
Sure, yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, Disney role.
That'd be
Because that was similar for
Maybe
me.
without
like
less of the engineering stuff.
yeah, for me as well. Like
More the creative
I
stuff.
think where I came down to was like I think mine's not, it's not it. It's in a similar vein of I think I would love to do light shows for concerts.
Whoa.
But specific artists. I don't care about generic ones that I don't care about. Like,
Right.
I would want to, if I liked an album and someone's touring for that album, like from beginning to start, be like, okay, how do I create a real life version of a visualizer that's going to fuck with this audience? And do some weird, like, that's the Imagineering side of it of like, how can we take this technology that engineers have come up with and like apply it in a way that's going to be like some weird holographic ish
Yeah, who
looking
was
shit
that?
or big video walls and
At
stuff.
Oshiega, who did that? Ryan. It was like they had like a light show, like a really.
Tame Impala.
Is that who it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, like those are like you would do that. Those like big
They had, like,
massive like light
lasers and
shows
shit
and
going on.
lasers
Yeah.
and
Well, for me, it was after watching. I went to Gambino's concert in
Right.
Toronto in 2018.
yeah.
And seeing like these, it was these video wall tower things, and how when it started off, like you don't really see him there, and then this like beam of light shoots up from the ground. And he's just standing there. He kind of looks like a hologram. And he's singing, and then there's like these weird laser like things that are going on. It's like, oh yeah, the like. each song had its own different thing, and they all meshed together. And there's stuff specifically shot just for it. Like the one that's still stuck with me is in the song "Terrified." Whoever the kid is in The Lion King that voiced the young Simba.
Oh yeah.
His verse in the song "Terrified." When that's going on, like there's this video on one of the big video tower wall things. There's like Gambino underwater, and on the other one and it's all blue. And on this other one, it's this woman. It's all pink, but she's also underwater. And it's all this stuff that it was specifically just shot for it. And I don't know what it was, but it was trippy as hell and it was cool. And I think I would have so much fun doing that stuff.
That's awesome. That would be awesome.
But again, I don't fucking care about making like a light show for AC/DC. I want it to be specifically. I think it's like if you're creating a live version of a music video, which as an editor, right? Like that's kind of the thing you're trying to do. Like you're fucking around. You want to do weird stuff. Like if I could do that with something, it's technically a different industry, but trying to do the same thing across if it has to be done live. Right.
Yeah.
And for you with the Imagineering type of idea for Animal Kingdom.
Not for the animal. I just meant like the studio that I would have within Animal Kingdom.
Oh, you meant the studio thing.
Yeah.
Like the
So not
creative-
Like the
related to
creative
animals.
studio.
what
Nothing to do with animals.
So
Oh, nothing to. Okay, I thought that was your focus. Was the animals?
No.
No,
It's not
what he's
animal.
trying to tell us is if he couldn't be in the industry he's in now, he'd actually follow his passions.
I mean,
That's what he's telling
Isn't
us.
that what everyone's... No. Oh, no.
No.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Whoops.
what?
I'm a fraud.
Ryan should do creative stuff. You really should.
Yeah. I mean, you
Yeah.
talked about it on New Year's Day.
You should probably quit your job.
Creative stuff doesn't pay the bills, you know.
Ryan talked about it while we were at your place on New Year's Day.
Yeah. Well, he didn't talk to me about it.
No.
Well, you were upstairs. We went downstairs.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You guys left me.
But yeah. So you would actually do something creative. What do you think you would want to do? You're talking about the studio thing, but what in the studio? You don't know what you would
I do a
want
bunch
to
of
guess.
stuff. I do the music. I do the art. I do the...
That's awesome.
You don't want to
Video.
try anything out.
So you'd be like
A
white
game.
Kanye?
No. Well, yeah. No.
You'd want to
You'd do it all. You'd want total control, is what you're saying. Total creative control of what you're making.
Yeah.
You'd make the whole thing, start to finish.
I think Ryan would want to
Yeah.
be. For me, it's like
exactly it.
I keep thinking of content creator. People associate it with the internet, but I think that is kind of what Ryan would want to do: is create content, create things.
Yeah.
Just great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is generally like that's what I'm happy doing for the most part. I'm focused on film, but I just make stuff,
Yeah.
which I enjoy.
That's awesome.
Well,
Bum, bum, bum. On to the next one.
On to the next one. Ryan's
three of us
fortune.
came up with real jobs.
Ryan's...
Mine's a job. It's called a forever student.
Yeah, I know.
I just wanna go back
I know
to
people
school.
actually do it.
No, it's like researcher, I guess. You could almost say it's
You
like
just
that.
have to get marry someone wealthy. Oh yeah, Ryan's got a fortune cookie. What'd say?
make money.
No.
More money, more.
You possess an excellent imagination.
Gas.
It's a sign.
Whoa,
Wow.
that's very good. You're an
Ryan's
Imagineer.
fortune. This segment is great.
Aw, don't eat that. Oh my god, I thought you were eating the piece of paper.
That's how it becomes true. You have to swallow the paper.
Swallow it.
Either
Come
swallow
one with
the
the
fortune
fortune.
cookie or swallow the fortune. You have to choose. It's a sacrifice.
Which one do you want more, the cookie or your
It's a would you rather kind of
fortune.
situation.
This is for you tune-in radio listeners.
Oh my god.
And Shawnna, you had the topic that you're going to bring up, dumb kid stuff.
The best one. I really hope you guys have stories and it's not just me sitting here saying that I was an
definitely
idiot.
I'm going to come up with a message.
Okay. Just like my older brother, who's 5 years older than me, convinced me that I could eat the packing peanuts out of packages. So I've eaten
How
like
old were you?
it doesn't matter. In this
No.
context.
This was 2 years ago.
I'm going to say, I'm going to guess she was 9.
Just so we're, you know what? That's not like maybe like 7. Say, let's say
Okay.
We'll say a nice, round it up to a nice 8.
like 12 and under.
I was
mean, it's
worried
like a
you were
kid.
going to say 9 was low.
No.
Yeah, that's
Like
what I thought
it's-
you were going towards.
Yeah.
No, it was around that time, okay? But he definitely convinced me that I could eat them, that they were essentially just like popcorn. And
Oh,
just
not marshmallows, popcorn.
no, just squishy
Not even
little,
peanuts.
Yeah,
They don't even
also
look like peanuts, really.
Yeah.
they're weirdly shaped. They look like I don't know, kidneys.
Maybe there's a weird variant.
Kidneys.
Yeah,
Like a weird like
thing.
hook shape or something. I was just a stupid child. I'm just thinking of all.
I like how you've always wanted to explore the universe.
I want to explore it, but like I was dumb, and I'm still kind of dumb, I guess.
You didn't know how to apply the universe you discovered. Packing peanuts, ate them.
I hate them because Miles said I could, so like I have to trust him, right? He's my brother.
I
Was
No.
he,
No.
No
was
is the
he, was he
answer.
not
You're
a
right.
convicted criminal at this point?
Oh my god, no.
Oh.
Disclaimer: my brother's not a criminal.
Oh, okay.
This is just plain silliness. I was walking on like a diving board to go off, as like you do at a public pool, having good times. And obviously, I got to put those goggles on. I got to explore what's at the bottom of the pool. Of
course.
But I wanted to do them both at the same time. So putting my goggles on while walking off the diving board. You can see.
Did they fill with water?
No. So I got them on, and I fell off the diving board, obviously, as one does. But I didn't fall off at the end. I kind of fell off the edge. And so I smacked my ankle on like the edge of the pool because I was... The lifeguard, it was not your fault. You could not have been watching me. I was just being a stupid kid. But it keeps going like this. It really does. Like I have a lot of
can keep
these.
going, 'cause I'm
Okay.
still
Yeah.
thinking.
I like
Okay.
these.
I tried to scale like a second-story house. I tied a rope around the end of someone's bed, and we tried climbing up through the window. The neighbor saw us and told us to stop doing that.
So you were trying to climb up to where? So let me think.
Yes.
The bed was on like a second story.
Exactly. Yep.
The rope was tied to it.
The
Went
edge
out
of the
through
bed.
the window. You're trying to climb up to the window.
Yeah, they
Exactly.
pulled they put
Exactly.
Rapunzel and
That's it.
I get it.
sheets in a bed.
That's all we were trying to do. Snowy day in elementary school. You know, got to slide down hills, gets you there faster, right? Got to get to class. And I slid into a teacher and tripped them. I just don't know. I think walking's pretty slow, so I went.
What's faster than walking? Space travel, one step down, sledding down a hill.
Exactly. And then as a disclaimer, well, not a disclaimer, this is education, I think, for everyone. The plastic boxes that they put around fire alarms actually will set the fire alarm off. It just does it in the immediate area. So if you lift it up, it just lets it off in the girls' bathroom, like I did. And then you can tell your teacher that you leaned on the box and tell the janitor to turn it off, which is what I did. So thank you, fourth grade teacher, for believing that lie.
Sounds like you were a bad kid.
I wasn't a bad kid. I was just a dumb kid.
I'm trying to think of like, we did dumb shit in junior high.
I have a bunch
That's it.
of young.
But those were all intentional.
Those were intentional, but they were still dumb. We didn't our brains weren't developed.
Oh, I know. That's what I was thinking. Too.
I definitely did dumb stuff in elementary school. I'm just struggling to remember them.
I had one in Yarmouth where we made a treehouse in my backyard,
Right?
and then we thought it'd be fun. And like, I don't know, those kid shows. I don't know. They make like booby traps and shit.
No.
So we thought we'd make like a booby trap. So we took a bucket, and I don't know where we got this idea, but for some reason we took like, my mom had like a little plant on the coffee table, but it had like little, I don't know, I don't even know what they were. They were like beads,
Branches or what?
beads of shit.
Oh.
For some reason we got in our head that those contained stuff that makes itching powder.
Oh my God.
So we took a bunch of them and crushed them up and put them in this bucket and filled the bucket with water. And I think we put a bunch of other stuff in there too.
Oh.
Yeah,
How did
okay,
you
yeah.
know? How did you think itching powder was a thing?
I think I got a prank set.
Like, I just meant like, did your mom put itching powder on you as a punishment?
No, I got a prank set, and I think that also had itching powder, but then I ran out of that.
Wow, itching
What
powder
is
is vile.
itching powder?
Ugh.
But anyway, we tried to tie it to a rope to the
No.
treehouse, and so it's like if you came up, somehow it would fall down on you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was climbing up, and we were trying to put it, and he was up there, and then I pulled the rope
No.
the wrong way, and the whole fucking thing fell on my head. And it got in my eyes and shit.
That's awful.
And it was so irritating. I don't think it was itching powder, but whatever it was just irritating. So I got my eyes all fucking red and shit.
Man, no wonder you have such good vision now.
Yeah, that's what enhanced it.
Yeah.
The one for some reason that reminded me of is when I was a little kid, I once popped a penny in my mouth and started swishing it around just for fun. I was like
No.
3 or 4.
Oh, okay, you're very,
Yeah.
very young.
I did that in grade 10
Ew.
Yeah,
to prove that it wouldn't make me sick. And then it
you're a fucking
Ew.
idiot though.
yeah.
You could've swallowed that. That's good.
Yeah, I did it, and I
Put it
swallowed
under
by
my tongue.
mistake.
Oh, okay.
I swallowed it, and I felt very sick, and I thought my solution right after it was like, I should drink some chocolate milk because that'll make me feel better.
And it worked, didn't
Definitely.
I was throwing up so much the next day.
I was hoping your story ended the same as mine, which was you're just fine.
But nothing happened.
Because I swallowed it.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like elementary school. I can't even remember. I definitely did a bunch of dumb stuff, but like
Yeah, I remember mostly just junior high ones because those were intentional.
yeah, junior high ones where I don't think we quite understood consequences in the same way. Like I think about the one that I guess I can say it now because there's no fucking way they listen to this podcast. Is there was. What's it called when like a crime was long enough ago that you can't get in trouble for it anymore?
Oh, you're crap. What is that thing called? You're outside that like right
Diplomatic
window?
immunity.
No,
Nope.
that's not it. What is it? Oh, I forget now.
Oh god.
We know.
You know what you're talking about?
Yeah.
The statute of limitations.
Yes.
Yeah,
you're
yes,
right,
yeah.
So in junior high, there was this person in our class who had another binder as another person in the class or something. No, they didn't. Just someone in the class I kneo, they had a binder. Someone who had another binder.
Okay.
And I opened up. Where did you think? After you can tell whatever that was. I thought it would be funny to open up their binder and take everything out
Okay.
and switch it with the other person's.
Oh, okay.
And I ran out of time, so I just popped everything into their binder. And then I realized after, why did I do this? And then the bell rang and lunch ended and people came in. And someone was like, holy shit, where's all my stuff in my binder? And someone's like, it's in mine. And I remember just staying very quiet, thinking, I don't know why I thought this was a good idea. I was like 13. I thought, like, this seemed not even funny to me. I was just entertaining myself.
Yeah.
And I think some other kid in the class got in trouble for that.
No.
Yeah, his name was Paul. He got in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He probably deserved it though.
You were innocent.
Sure.
You
No,
were
I'm
always
kidding.
innocent.
Paul was fine.
But no, actually, I think he was an accomplice. He knew I did it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the other thing. I mixed up the two people's binders. So it was one of the... That's what it was.
Yeah.
Logical.
Yeah, it wasn't that I did on purpose. I had mistaken someone else's binder for another one. That's why I thought there's two that looked like each other.
It wasn't even the right
it was-
target.
It wasn't the right target. It was some random person in the class. Yeah, that's kind of how it went. That's just what I mean in the way of stupid. Of like, it was intentional.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did it. I don't know what I thought it was gonna do. Like, I don't know what I thought the end of that was.
No, I remember doing that when I was just really bored one time in math class because I wouldn't stop talking. Our math teacher put me in the back of the class where I couldn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And I looked inside the desk and there was a whiteboard marker. I took the whiteboard marker and I cracked it open off the side of a desk, pulled out the sponge that has all the ink in it, put the sponge under my chair and squished it, and it exploded. And this ink is like really potent because I was rated the sponge because this is like hundreds of hours of writing you get out of this, right? So it stained the floor like a dark blue.
No.
Really
She
dark.
put you in the back.
See, like,
And I don't know why I did it. I remember while doing it being like, man, she's going to be pissed. And then I did it anyway. Like, I have no reason because it's not
See,
like I
that's-
dislike the teacher or
that's why
anything.
I'm laughing so hard because there's a lot of stuff like that from junior high where
I just did it. I didn't think anything
because
of
like
it.
it's funny to me now because back then I wouldn't have been phased by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
It was
phased
very
by it.
much
It was weird.
there was a thing, and so you fuck with it. Was
Yeah.
kind of the
Put like
mentality.
Yeah.
I was
food in
just
the
so
locker and we
bored.
left it in there.
What was it?
We put like food in the locker and left it in there.
Yeah, or the
You
one
put
where
in
what
got all
was it?
moldy.
You put food on my locker.
Yeah, we did that
Someone
too.
brought in cake that we didn't like one time, and that got thrown around.
Yeah, it was her birthday. She made it for her own birthday, and we took the styrofoam bowls, put them on top of each other with cake in the middle, stapled it shut,
Drew a
and
little
drew
Martian on it.
Drew Martian on it and said it was a spaceship and threw it across the room.
No.
There's also those
Yeah.
chocolates that got shoved in the radiator.
The advent calendar chocolates around Christmas. Our teacher handed them out, and we took them one at a time, ran to the back of the class, even though we were all sitting at the front. We thought this was a good idea. Ran to the back and jammed them through the grate in the heater, so it melted over the course of the day, and it reeked of burning plastic.
No, you guys.
Or not burning
The thing
plastic,
is, like-
burning chocolate, but it's basically plastic. It's advent
Yeah,
calendar
it's what it
chocolate.
is.
We
Milk
were
chocolate.
Yeah.
the teachers liked us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because we
for
were
some
the
reason.
good kids.
Yeah, we were the
Not
good
by
ones.
these stories, you weren't.
Yeah, remember this was
kids a
3
different
years,
way.
right?
We're what?
This was like a different kind of bad, I guess.
Yeah, we were smart and generally well-meaning.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of kids who were good, but boring fucking kids, probably. Right? Like, I mean, honestly, like, that's probably what it was. Is like, oh yeah, we could probably hold a conversation with a teacher,
Yeah.
Oh, I get you. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And we were doing well in school, so this stuff didn't matter as much.
But man, God
Yeah, we
bless
weren't
those janitors.
bombarding them with like
No.
100
Yeah, I feel
questions a
so
day.
bad for anyone that
What's
worked
5
there,
plus
like-
5?
Those
We're
poor
so bad.
fucking janitors.
The
Yeah.
because what else was I thinking of? There was ones like
There's that time Ryan came into class and projectile vomited. I'm kidding. That never happened.
Well, there was that. I remember there was that time with you and that other kid that I won't mention his name. You stacked up all those desks in that classroom.
That was really bad. I will explain this one because it was awful. So there was one teacher who I wasn't a huge fan of, and there was a classmate of mine who he liked to get in trouble, and him and I were together, and he's like, "Hey Taylor, the door that goes between these two classrooms is unlocked, and we can get into this teacher's classroom, and she's out for the day because she's taking her class for a field trip. Let's go in there and mess with her classroom." And I was like, absolutely, I don't like this teacher. So we went in there, and we piled up all of the chairs into the center of the room, like in a big, like bonfire type pile, like just thrown it. Literally, we were throwing them on top of each other.
Oh my God.
Put all of the desks in a big circle around it, and then he sat on the teacher's wheelie chair, and I rammed him through the desk so they went flying and shoved him right into the pile of chairs so they all came crashing down, and then we ran out.
No.
And then we ran back through the door into the classroom that we got in through. And that was the class we were in next. And then, obviously someone found it. And then they told our teacher, and they were like, well, we know her door to the hallway was locked, so the only way to get in there is through this classroom. So he, yells at our class being like, who did this? No, of course, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, no one ever confesses to this shit.
Every guy in the class, except for me and one other guy, is forced to go clean it up. Because they assumed a dude did it, and I was considered one of the good kids. So, including the other guy who I did it with, he was not considered a good kid.
That was
He had
the
to go
thing
clean
at a
it up.
family thing recently where my brother was blamed for more shit. Like, my cousin was talking about how growing up, if something happened, something was broken or something, we just blamed it on my brother. And because I would always tell the truth for the most part, when I actually did something wrong, people believe you.
Well, it's not that there was anything to believe. I just didn't say anything.
No, but I'm saying
I'm gonna voluntarily be like, yes,
by being
I
the
crashed
good
my
kid most of
classroom.
the time,
Exactly.
you build up credibility.
Yeah.
So you never get in trouble for the most part.
Yeah, that was
Right?
true.
Unless you're directly caught doing something. That
I probably shouldn't have done that in hindsight. That was
no,
pretty mean.
none of these
No, I
things.
don't think
like-
I shouldn't have
That is wild.
all these things were awful, and that's why I feel so bad for these teachers. And when I realized, oh, there was much worse than this.
Yeah.
There's one other one I was thinking of. I can't.
Time you locked me in a locker.
Yeah, there was that.
Okay.
There was that one that like.
That was a prank that went wrong where
That one still seems like, for now, the only reason we wouldn't
fun.
do that now is because we know the consequence now of it.
Yeah.
It was still a funny idea. It
Well,
was
That's it.
besides you, it was a harmless idea.
Yeah.
For context, we took all of one of our friends' stuff
Plus, you were in on it. we should
out
say.
of her locker when she was gone at lunch because I looked over her shoulder, saw her combination, then she went to go get lunch.
Right.
I opened up her locker, took everything out, put it in my locker.
Okay.
We put Ryan in, we locked it back up, and then we were going to go get her being like, hey, do you have the math notes? I was sick yesterday.
Yeah,
She was going to open her locker, Ryan was going to go surprise. We go find her. Turns out she left for lunch. She's going to be gone for an hour and a half.
Oh my God.
So we thought she was just down in the lunchroom. So I go back up to unlock and let him out, but I only peered over her shoulder and saw approximately what the numbers were.
Oh my God.
Now I got it right the first time and then got it wrong about 60 more times when I was trying to get Ryan out. So Ryan was in there banging on it trying to get out. One of
My
our
legs were falling asleep.
Yeah,
too.
your legs were falling asleep. One of our
Because
teachers
it was like
came
the
by.
small locker on the top
Yeah.
half
Shut
of the
up.
Yeah.
locker.
Yeah, you
Oh
cut
yeah,
your thumb or
we were
something,
trying to close it.
Yeah, when I got out.
Yeah, we were trying to close
I
it,
thought this
and
was a standing locker.
no, we were trying to close it, and
Mine
it
was
wouldn't
very
quite
small. I
was
close.
scrunched
It was
up
like
in there.
90% shut, and it wouldn't close. And Ryan's like, I don't think it'll fit. And I was like, it'll fit. And I go, shove really hard and lock it.
God.
Because I was like, he'll be in there for 5 minutes max. It's fine. That probably hurt, but he'll live.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
that reminded me of another one because a lot of this was with her friend Brandon. at
Oh,
the
just
time.
real quick. I'm not quite done. One of our teachers
right.
did come by while Ryan was banging on it, who knew us. He was like,
Oh.
so what's going on? And Ryan goes, bang, 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 let me out of here. And I was like, trying to get him out. And he's like, you're okay with this? Like, everything's fine? I go, yeah. He was like, all right. And just walks away.
No.
teacher
bad
was
What did he ask
that?
you?
Yeah.
What did he teach?
I can just say the name and you can bleep it. It was Mr. McDougal.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
what
he
it
came
was.
by and was just like, yeah, everything good here. And Ryan goes like, help me.
Because again, we were. Though again, this teacher
yeah.
He was also the one that played hacky sack with us. So I'm wondering if like
Sick.
he was just trying too hard to seem cool. With the
Yeah,
kids.
maybe.
Exactly.
But anyway, by the time we got Ryan out, like 20 minutes later, I turned around and saw there was a crowd of like 30 students and several teachers all watching to see if he would get out. I had no idea there was anyone even behind me because I was like, holy shit, get him out of here, just trying a bunch of
Oh
combinations in a row.
my god.
The
And
one
when
that
I came
just,
out, I slid on my on the locker and cut my thumb.
Yeah.
Really?
That
was the only-
on the
yeah.
way out.
there was that the one that I was thinking of was there was that TV one.
Oh yeah.
We broke that TV.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was a piece of trash.
That was a piece of trash we found in the woods, and we thought
It was a CRT.
there's a
in the woods, and we
CRT
just
sitting
scattered
here,
it.
sitting here. So we tipped it over on a rock, thinking like, oh, let's see a TV break. Loudest fucking sound
Took
I've
like
heard
3
of.
tries too.
Yeah.
Dude,
Like,
because
Because it's thick glass.
it's the glass. It sounded like a gunshot went off.
The only thing I've heard louder is an actual gunshot.
Yes.
Oh my
God.
Oh my god. It was terrifying because
Yeah,
we were
we sprinted.
right next to a bunch
Yeah.
of houses. Like
My
when we say
house.
woods, these aren't really woods. This is just
A
A
collection
patch
of small
of trees that is kind of thick.
Yeah.
thick pat.
Next to a park.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And yeah, we just went crack 1, crack 2, 3, and we shoved a little bit harder. Sounds like a gunshot. It literally echoed the way like a gunshot would through like the
No.
air. We were like, oh, and then we
Run.
just sprinted back to my house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm trying to think
And
of
say
then a
dad,
week
yeah.
later, my dad saw the TV smashed in the woods because it was right next to the edge of the woods as we drove by, and he commented on it, being like, "Man, those darn teenagers smashing TVs in the woods," and I was like,
as they
"Yep."
do.
Yep.
Darn teens.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's so many things from junior high. I feel like I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't really know why we did those things.
I'm shocked
There's-
that you've remembered this many. Like you guys seem to have a lot.
That's what I'm
of
saying. Like
things.
I'm trying to remember a lot of the stuff. Like there's ones like
Wow.
It's a lot easier because we do them all together.
That's true. Yeah,
Yes.
collectively
So, like,
you have a memory.
The only reason I remember this is because I've told the story like a dozen times.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I didn't tell them over and over again because I had you guys to like fill in the gaps in my
That you
memory,
could have
I'd
done.
never remember half.
and that's the thing is like, and these were like very daily things.
We're not daily.
They were like,
They were
Guys are
daily because there
terrible.
was 4 of us. So on average,
Double
this would
weekly.
happen at least once a week.
semi-weekly.
I don't believe you
Per
anymore.
person, there was probably would be involved in something once a week at
I would
least.
have semi.
Yeah, but most of them weren't actually major. It was like,
No, but I'm saying they would be closer to like the shoving people. It's just like the stacking up the chairs and doing that, or like breaking up the cake and throwing it around, or some shit like that. That was
those
pretty
were
cool.
one-offs.
Chalk.
No, but I'm saying not those. I'm saying not those exact things, but things on that level.
Oh, I never did anything like the chair stacking thing ever. Oh, that was the one time I did it.
There was
I
a
definitely
That's
never did
fair.
that again. The next closest would be the marker I squished.
We did a bunch of small things.
yeah. I'm saying again
Small
stuff like the
fires.
marker thing. Like
Yeah.
that seemed weekly to me. There was a lot.
Yeah,
of
that
shit.
something like that would be more.
Which I'd say is on par with a lot of it because that's the cleanup is probably more time for that.
She made me clean it up, so yeah.
Good.
Okay. Well,
Because I
you-
was literally sitting on top of it. I very obviously.
Oh,
did it.
that's what I was thinking of. The time where Curtis and I. What?
Oh,
What?
naming names.
It doesn't matter. No one knows the last name. Curtis and I. There was
Oh,
this project that we were doing in wood shop.
oh yeah.
Building those bridges that
Oh
we had
my
to build.
god, that was
So,
so
like
funny.
model bridges.
Yeah, and I had been away for like I think we had the class on like Thursdays or Fridays,
Right.
and so I had been away for like 10 days, and so I missed 2 classes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He was out constantly from class, so like,
Right.
and we were partners on building this thing. And it was the end of the semester, or end of getting close to the end of like going into Christmas break.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we had none of it done for the most part. So we evened it out by, since there was 2 French immersion classes, taking pieces from the other French immersion class stuff and putting those together. And we were the first to finish the project and hand it in.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Then, like,
And then
a
people were
closet.
missing
What?
their pieces.
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah, there was a woodshop closet, but all our stuff would have been in there as well.
What
So
the
we went to go
hell?
collect up our stuff and it's like grab some of these, grab some of those.
You're a freaking bridge thief.
Yeah. I mean,
You're a thief.
there is
Okay, the original story I thought you were going for was your assault on the principal.
sure, but that one
boy.
is one where the consequences we had for it did not, like, it was dumb that we got into
Yeah,
this much
it wa-
trouble
it
with
was very
We had these harmless little firecracker things.
Yeah. Okay, when you say firecrackers,
Sorry.
they're the size of like a friggin' rice grain, and they make a pop noise when you throw them at something.
like-
Oh, okay.
so
Gotcha.
it
there's
is
like some smoke and a little
technically
popping.
explodes.
Okay.
But it is like
It's more-
so tiny and
Yeah.
insignificant.
It's not like flame explodes. It's closer to what you would picture for like.
a spark.
Even at that, did it spark?
It's about as big
No,
as a spark.
It didn't spark. It just made the noise.
Yeah, it
No,
didn't.
you could see it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't know there's a visual thing to it. It was pretty much
it was,
like.
it was very instantaneous. Again, super insignificant.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
about
you're
It
in-
wouldn't
scheme of
even make a scorch mark on a piece of paper. Like
No.
it was so insignificant.
I got you.
like yeah, even that, like not even close. Like people, Brandon would do it in his hand.
Yeah, he
would
would
clap in
okay.
his
clap
hand,
his hand together.
and you wouldn't feel anything.
All right. So not
because it
super
was
dangerous.
essentially a piece of
they sold them at like freak lunchbox.
yeah.
Really?
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was
great.
it was just a little. It was like tissue paper with some little stuff wrapped up in it. It was
Right.
nothing.
All right. Yeah,
Mind
yeah.
you, I went back later and they said they had to stop selling them, and now they sell them at the fireworks store.
Because I think
Should
probably
be, yeah.
because schools weren't
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
that they were being used.
Right.
But we were just tossing them around, having
Right.
fun. And by mistake, when I threw one, it hit the
It
principal.
was not by mistake. You said, "Watch this," and we all turned.
not
and you
to
threw
not
it.
to hit him.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Right. It was on
To
purpose.
throw it near him because it was probably
Yeah,
trying
but you
to make
never hit him. You hit the locker next to him.
I hit his shoulder.
Yeah, you did.
Did you?
Yes, the whole point was that I hit his
I
shoulder.
thought you hit the locker next to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But like, I was just trying to hit. That's what I was trying to do. Was hit something near him, so it'd be like, "What the fuck was that?"
Oh, no.
Just hear the popping sound.
Yeah.
It hit his shoulder, and then he stops, and he's like, "Who
His
did
suit
that?"
caught on fire.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go check the security footage."
No.
Fucking pissed me off because when our shit was stolen, they couldn't check the security footage.
because the cameras are fake.
Yeah, except
Wow.
when the principal gets hit by a fucking firecracker, then it's like, no, this is
These
where we
are all
have these-
real cameras
Oh,
that all
wow.
work and have feeds I can go and
Yeah.
rewind.
And so then he goes and he comes back and he finds me and takes me to the office, and my mom gets called in,
Take them away.
No.
and I'm just like, oh fuck, like I didn't know what was gonna happen.
Yeah, seriously.
And my mom will still say this, where she was like, she was annoyed that she was called in because it was such a fucking waste of time.
Yeah.
Like if you actually saw these things, they were so harmless. It was
Yeah.
like.
Well, do you remember what they did?
Because the
permanent
reason he was
record thing?
also the thing that before then, what he was angry about is he said I could have taken someone's eye out,
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
and it's like because this guy, he's the same principal we had at PA. He's a fucking idiot.
by the definition.
He is a fucking idiot.
God.
The arc on these things, someone's head would have to be tilted up like they're waiting for eye
they
drops.
weigh literally nothing. It weighs as much as a ball of tissue paper.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Less. Yeah.
Like a ball that
of
size.
tissue
It doesn't
paper
weigh
that's the
anymore.
size of a thing of a grain.
That's
of
like,
rice.
yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Like,
It's so it weighs less than a grain.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
But it's gonna take
It would have to go
someone's eye out.
up and come down and land right in the middle of their eye, and the damage you would be doing is because it
I probably got the same amount of damage done to my eye when mosquitoes used to fly into my eyes sometimes.
Yeah.
I had like a time where like multiple
and
mosquitoes.
mosquitoes
went
are
in my eye.
aiming for there. They're pushing through it. Right.
Yeah,
it's
they-
not
they
just
flew full
gravity
speed
on
at
a
me.
piece of little
Wow.
paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so dumb.
That's,
And
that's ridiculous.
that's
Because it
what he was
wouldn't,
mad
it
at.
wouldn't
So
have
how far did
exploded
you
on that impact.
like what did you get in trouble? Like what was the result?
I don't remember.
Nothing
Detention?
happened. They did no.
Not
They
detention or
had a
anything?
no. They had a punishment for us, which was it went on a permanent record. And now that was a lie because I asked you when I got out. I was like, "Hey, when you walked in, did you see?" Because there was like a secretary who was there,
Right, yeah.
starting to write up the report on your permanent record, and you were like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Same," which is why I know it's fake. Because it was going on both of ours, like her like header or whatever was saying it was like our permanent records, which first off wouldn't be together.
Yeah,
Our
what?
joint permanent record.
Second,
Dumbest
she was
thing.
conveniently starting it the second both of us walked in to our two individual meetings held like half an hour apart.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, or maybe they were separate, but either way, why would she have taken 30 minutes
That's it.
to start yours before she could start mine? Like
Yeah.
it was an incident that could be summarized in 5 sentences. Like I knew it was full of shit.
That's why this shit like that bugged me. Where it's like, okay, we did shit we should have gotten in trouble for.
Yeah.
It's
Not permanent
worth it.
record in trouble for, but
No.
got in trouble for.
Yeah.
He was considering suspending you, though. You did tell me
Yeah.
that. He said he was talking to your mom about suspending you and whether or not that was a good option.
Yeah, and she thought it was a whole fucking waste of time. Where
Yeah.
like,
Wow.
and she even got called in. Where, like we got in trouble for that because it was him.
Yeah.
He was only mad because it was him.
Yeah.
Still mad about this. Whereas like we still had like we had a teacher in elementary school who fucking threw a ball and knocked over some chairs and it hit a kid.
Yeah.
And like that guy still taught for a decade.
Yeah.
Whoa.
There was another substitute teacher while we were in junior high who slammed a door and broke the glass in it.
Yeah,
right?
he's not allowed to teach there anymore.
No, and so it's like
Oh yeah, I hope not.
none of this stuff. It's like, yeah, the whole place was a fucking mess, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
whatever.
It was so dumb.
Yeah.
my
So that's the only one that like I remember actually.
Well, that's when you were starting it
Close
off
to
saying like
consequences.
whether or not you could still be like charged for something. I was like, is he going for that one? Because
No, it was a joke related to
okay,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was dumb kids ones, which
Good top.
yeah.
Ryan, you got any dumb? Wait, that was mostly like Cameron and I for a bit there. Where were you, Ryan?
I was involved in most of these.
Most of
You were
Ryan's-
involved-
Ryan
I
was
was just on the
involved, but
sides
Ryan was always
watching,
like
making sure I didn't get pinned for it.
Ryan was always I don't want to say the dummy, but like the crash test dummy.
Yeah,
Interesting.
The crash test.
Like Ryan
That's,
wouldn't come up with these ideas. Ryan would
I'd go along.
it would be, hey Ryan, do this.
Remember that time you guys like went to Dairy Queen or something like that and stole a bunch of straws?
I didn't do I asked for
I wasn't a part
I
of
asked for a
that.
cup of water.
Yeah, you were
they
the-
stole a bunch of straws.
Yeah, but you were the distraction. Don't act like you didn't know what you were doing.
I don't know why they stole
Stole
yeah, I don't know why they
straws.
stole a bunch
Yeah,
of straws.
the plan was Cameron goes up to ask for a cup of water, and when they turn around to fill it up, they'd run over and grab a bunch of straws and run out. Except they
So
didn't
dumb.
turn around to fill the water. The faucet was right in front of her.
No.
But they followed through with stealing the straws anyway. So Cameron was stuck sitting there being like, can I get the water anyway? Because it was very obvious that he was supposed to be a distraction.
Oh, I love that.
I don't understand. Yeah. It's like
I was not involved in that one.
I don't understand. I think it's because one of them had taken a bunch of straws and they're like, let's go do it again.
Well, no, they wanted to do it because you guys were making spitballs out of the tissue paper that they're wrapped in.
Spitballs, ew.
right.
Spitball, yeah. So they were like, oh, let's go get a bunch of
That
straws.
was a whole phase.
Yeah. That was about a week.
Spitballing.
That was about a week. that
It's
spitball
disgusting.
lasted.
Spitballs are so gross.
Yeah, but it was very cool being like he knew some techniques that was like, okay, well,
Neeks.
he knew how to do it well, so it's like, oh wow, that works better than I thought it would.
Yeah, and then it's like, hey, look at me with my
Actually
blow
shoot.
darts.
Gross.
You wouldn't shoot them at like other people, maybe each other. It's someone we would know.
I
that
just
would-
remembered a really harmless thing we used to do: the pencils in the back pocket.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a great one.
Yeah, our thing was is that
The teacher actually liked that one.
Yeah, the thing was is that the teacher was in front of you, like back to you.
Right.
You try to slip a pencil into the back pocket.
Okay.
The idea was get as many pencils in there before they realize.
Oh my God.
And so we purposely asked questions of the teacher, so we'd bend over in front of one of them.
Stop it.
I'd go to like sharpen my pencil 10 times in one class. So as I walked by, I'd slip one in. We got it to a point where we had probably like 10 pencils in there.
What?
Yeah.
And then he goes and sits down, and he's like. He feels it because there's so many.
Oh, yeah.
Look, there's a ton of pencils, and we're all over there like chuckling and
Dying.
laughing. And he's just like, "Oh, you guys."
Yeah.
That's a harmless.
Yeah, I like that
cute-
one. 'Cause
Yeah,
it was
that's-
just so dumb because it's like if you get caught, it just looks like you're reaching for the teacher's butt with a pencil. That's why you never want to
Well, I
get
think they
caught.
liked it because it was like the joke was on them, but like it was very harmless on
It
them.
couldn't be more harmless.
That's it.
Like,
It was just a laugh.
yeah.
the pencils tear into his eye.
Tear into.
That's disgusting.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Not even puncture.
No, just tear. Just
Tear into
Because there's
it.
10 of them. They're gonna do some damage.
definitely.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I like that one. It was so stupid.
Yeah, I feel
We're
like
always so afraid because we're always reaching. We're like, if he turns around right now,
gonna be so
I have
weird.
no explanation for this other than, oh, look in your back pocket and you'll see how I did it more.
I see. That's why, like, I'm even trying to remember because, like, there was always the fun of like, I assume the same at your school. Anytime there's a substitute, like,
I know exactly
Work
where
was
this
not
is
what would
going.
you do to fuck with a substitute?
I won't even. No, there's nothing. Like nothing, you know.
You wouldn't do anything.
Just-
You wouldn't pretend you're someone else in the class for some fucking reason.
I don't even know if we.
yeah.
I don't even know if we
I
messed
think
with
sometimes it
this
would be like, I was
know.
Brandon.
We did that
me.
once.
Yeah, like that's,
She like, but we were like snickering.
Yeah,
and then she like
exactly.
said like, if anyone's like changing names, I will be telling the teacher.
oh my god.
I'm like, ugh.
Well, no, I remember that because whoever changed names got in trouble. And it got the other person in trouble.
Like,
Like
it was me and
Oh,
you and Brandon got
no.
switched, and you wouldn't stop talking, so Brandon got in trouble because you were Brandon. It was something like that because she was suspicious of you. She's like, just so you know, I'm getting whoever Brandon is in trouble because of this, whether it's you or not, kind of thing. Like
Oh
she didn't
my
know whether it was
God.
your name or not, or what you were snickering about, but she was like, it doesn't matter because this person's in trouble now. So
Wow. Yeah, substitutes. I don't know. They were like,
You would
I don't know,
always
it's a
find
temporary.
something to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. There was something.
Yeah, it's like it didn't feel like there's consequences because they'd be gone the next day.
Exactly. So
Right?
like,
They don't know you, so they don't know what you're gonna do.
exactly.
You can get away with a lot more, and then there's not gonna be consequences.
Yeah, I feel like that was like home ec in junior high, just doing like stupid things.
Yeah, and it was
Like,
always the thing
dumb.
of like if the class was always on the same page of we're not getting work done today.
That's it.
Like
That's it.
it's like, and if the
collective.
teacher asks about it, it's like, oh no, they didn't ask us to do that.
You're all in on it.
Yeah.
Like they
Big conspiracy.
believe you, and
But
not the
they
teacher who
did
literally
for
has
some
to write a
reason.
report
No, it's
back
right.
to them.
But they would believe you.
But it's like, I don't know, it's your
Never-
teacher.
No, or at least not with my experience. It was always just, I don't remember a single time where we had a substitute and the next day the teacher came back being like, yo, the sub said you guys were great and did all your work. It was
No,
always,
they never
"Yo, the sub
said-
said you never did any of your work. So now we have to do it today plus today's work. Have fun.
Yeah, but they always seem to. For me, it wasn't that the substitutes said they were great, though that did happen a couple of times when
Yeah.
for some reason we were doing well. Usually it was a returning substitute, I guess, like that. But where like it was more so like, hey, did you guys get to this done? It's like, oh no, and like they give us the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
Why?
that's it.
Well, usually if a sub said we did well, it's because the sub was like, look, I don't care how you get the work done. This sheet needs to be done by the end of the class. Talk amongst yourselves. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those subs were
those
fine
were the
because
good
they did
substitutes
exactly what
be-
they said.
Yeah,
Which
and
was we talked the whole
they
time.
knew
and
their
they
I
had
think
audience.
that's why we
answers,
liked
yeah.
them
Yeah.
because it was like, oh, this one actually understands
Like,
the purpose of
yeah,
this.
it's like productivity for the day is going to be about 50%.
Exactly.
So aim for that, and if you hit it, then everyone's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know?
No, that does make sense.
All right. Well, we can move on to Taylor's topic if you want to ask.
Oh wow, right. I
Couple
forgot about that.
Very excited.
Completely. Okay.
What?
All right. Which one? The couple questions?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Questions.
I've got a couple questions for the couple.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So
Who would that be?
that would be Ryan and Shawnna. So you guys have been dating for a couple years now?
Yes. Yeah.
Is that right? A
We
couple?
are 4 years in May.
4 years.
Wow.
Holy
I
crap,
would have
I
said
did not know that.
maybe
Really?
coming up on 3 or
I
something.
would have said.
or maybe a bit after. Wow. 4.
I guess it makes sense.
In May, yeah, we're at 4 years.
I would have
Okay.
said, yeah, coming up on 3, but yeah.
Okay, so let me just preface these with
Okay.
since our next episode that we're going to be recording is going to be our Valentine's Day episode, I'm
Yep.
trying to get the audience into the mood.
I guess.
Is it
So-
the next one?
The next one we film will be Valentine's Day episode. Yeah,
I
isn't it?
mean,
Did
but
we
it
do the
won't be
math
the
on
next
that?
one that airs.
well, too
be
bad
several in
because
between
that's
there.
what I've already aimed these for. So basically,
Okay.
what do you two disagree on the most?
Oh. Oh gosh. What would you say to this answer? I feel like I have one, but it's
I'm thinking you say yours.
The Mars mission.
I know Ryan is just very lax, I think, sometimes with like planning.
Okay.
So like it'll be like, hey Ryan, you want to go bowling for your birthday? And he'll just be like, yeah. I'm like, cool. He'll be
Is it something you disagree on, or is that something that you don't enjoy?
like disagree. I don't know. Ryan just doesn't think it's like necessary.
So you disagree with his way of life? His way of living.
I disagree with his like approach to certain planning.
Okay.
Of
You
events.
found that book in
yours or mine?
Ireland.
No, that's yours.
Found that book in Ireland that was like supposed to be like that, where like these couples will probably disagree on this thing.
Oh,
Whenever I go in the
yeah.
fucking bathroom, I always flip the toilet paper so the front is coming off.
It should be the other way.
Why? That's only for cats.
Oh my god, no! It should be behind, like
No,
tucked
it
it down.
shouldn't.
It should.
What's the
Wow.
reason for that?
This is a man thing apparently. They all put it.
Well,
the
no,
thread.
It's easier to get.
Yeah.
It just
No, it's
I
just
don't-
easier to reach. You don't. I'm not reaching behind
Yeah,
your
I'm
under
not
on
fitting
top trying
in
to
the
figure
back
out
of the
where the
toilet
actual
paper.
thing is.
I think
it's
I s-
always hanging out the front. And I can pull.
I saw a picture once of a spider that was hiding behind it, and that's pretty much traumatized me now. So,
So you're traumatized because
hide
you
on
don't. You'd rather leave your
hidden.
place uncleaned.
hide on either side anyway?
Yeah, what?
no,
Yeah,
it's
how
just
does
like
that
when it's
thing-
on the back, you know, like our little, like it's close to the wall. It's very close.
Right.
It's like pressed against, and
So
it's like
but you
not
reach- You
hiding.
have to reach back there.
But like if it's the other way and it's like front, it could like hide behind there, and I wouldn't. I don't know.
And if it's in
I've
the back-
convinced
Hide
myself.
behind the hanging part on the front?
Exactly.
I thought you were
I've done
saying
I've
it was
seen a
hiding
picture.
on the back part you couldn't see.
No,
Okay.
the front face. I've seen like a little spider hanging out. It was a picture, and it
See-
scarred me for life now.
Someone we know, my old roommate, was dating a friend of ours who we've mentioned, Bill.
Right.
And Bill, whenever he would come over to my place, would be like, "Dude, why the fuck do you have the toilet paper flipped the other way?" And I never told him it was because his girlfriend was the one that was setting it up every time like that. Now they live together, so
We'll see how that plays
You'd better
out.
find out.
Toilet paper. Interesting.
So
yeah,
my
I
next
guess.
one is, what is your biggest pet peeve with your partner? I think you guys both just did
Wait,
that.
Ryan never said what
Yeah,
he
that
disagrees
is-
with.
Well,
Oh no,
no, it was the toilet
paper.
paper.
Toilet
So I
paper.
forgot that wasn't.
Yeah, so
So
mine is
what's the biggest pet peeve? But I think that's kind of what you guys both just did.
Yeah, your lack of.
I meant more like opinions or talking points when I said what do you guys disagree on.
Oh yeah, not like specific.
Yeah, because
AI,
otherwise it's a pet
AI.
peeve.
yeah, I guess.
AI is a big one.
AI, what?
Whether it's
You think
gonna,
it'll
like-
destroy humanity, she thinks it'll benefit.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's exactly it.
Okay, I guess I know you guys well enough.
No, that's
no.
disagreement.
That's a
Oh, the
disagreement.
disagreement. Okay, yeah. Wait, you really,
Is there-
you really believe that though? That it's gonna destroy us?
Not destroy. We should be careful. But you're just all like, hey, hunky dory, let's go.
I've never
you
said
have
not
to
be
be
careful. Anyways, yes, please.
So
go
to the
on.
pet peeve question, then if you have one that's more summed up as a pet peeve, then you could say that. If not, if you think it's still the same answer, what's your biggest pet peeve for your partner?
You can go first.
It's so hard to think of one off the top of my head. I don't know.
There's just so many.
No,
There is so many, but
Ryan's like very good. Like he doesn't leave like the toilet seat up. Like I can't really get annoyed by that.
I never
He doesn't do
understood
that.
that.
Do you put it down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yes, yeah. So like that was something I don't know.
Yeah.
I was irrationally afraid of when we moved in together that I was gonna be dealing with that every day.
I'm lazy.
Oh, well, I put both down.
Yeah.
Oh, like the lid and
I put the whole thing down. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. My new roommate, he doesn't leave. He puts the middle one down, but not the full top seat thing
Yeah.
down. And like,
It's
all right,
just
I don't
more
care.
work. Why
Oh.
wouldn't I just easy access?
I think
I do
just
have a pet peeve. I just
do it so
remembered
that
one.
nothing falls into it.
Yeah.
Like not someone sitting down.
Just
I do
flush
it so
it.
like
Yeah.
because it's like I don't want fucking something near on the sink or counter to just fall into.
That's
it.
fair.
Also,
Yeah.
if I didn't ever use it, then why do I have it? Like, what's the point of the top one?
Right.
If it's
Yeah,
there, I'm going to
Yeah,
use it.
no, that's
There's a
fair.
reason for
That
it.
is
I'm
fair.
going to close it off. It's closed.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
being open versus
for
closed.
looks.
I'm closing it off.
Close it, yeah.
Though, yeah,
I've-
my roommate is
No, I do have a pet peeve. It is the Ryan. We have like a stack of like board games underneath our TV, and Ryan's pretty lazy when it comes to putting it back. So he plays coup with you guys like fairly often.
Played it with him once.
Yeah, me
Okay,
too.
fair enough. He plays with Cheryl apparently more off his aunt. But anyway, so when he puts those games back, he doesn't put them back like stacked biggest to smallest. He just chucks them back in.
Yeah,
So-
that sounds exactly right.
And it's just like my biggest pet peeve because it's just like all go from biggest.
It's all
to smallest
disorder.
line
No, I
up.
agree with that. I definitely get that, especially because you guys have a nice, clean
Thank you.
place with space.
Thank
What
you.
about you, Ryan?
Every time I need to use the tea towel, it's never hanging on the stove.
God, that
It's an access thing. I'll put it in my back pocket because I need it
Holy
like, quicker
shit!
when we're
It's
cooking.
every time I need it. My hands are dripping here.
yes.
I need to get this.
that reminds me of my roommates where they for one of them they're better at it. Actually, it's fine now for the most part.
Right.
Where they wouldn't fold it, they would shove it back on the thing, but they would never fold it back on the thing. That was just one of mine.
Yeah, little pet peeve.
You just,
Yeah, exactly.
What?
just check.
Well, it was more they would just like shove it back over the handle of the stove.
Just
They
bunch
wouldn't
it up
fold
and-
it and then lay it over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just bunch it in there.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
That's fair. That's a fair pet peeve.
So I had two questions that I was trying to decide on which one to do, so you can kind of answer it either way, because I just put them both together. If you had to describe your relationship in one word or one song, which would it be? I couldn't decide, so you can decide. Whichever you think is easier to describe it.
It's raining men.
We were singing this to each other this morning.
Is okay? I don't know how to comment.
So, what's that song about?
Because of Tyson and everything, you know?
Oh, because of Tyson.
So you're saying
Raining Men.
because Shauna's with so many other men while dating you, it may as well be raining.
Hope everyone
Gotcha.
knows that's a lie.
Okay.
For me, one word or one song that sums up our relationship.
Feta? Cheese that tastes better.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna sound probably corny. It's just lovely.
Lovely.
It's just
Oh,
lovely.
that's
He's a very lovely man.
Put in the audience.
all right.
Oh yeah, do that a little like odd like a track.
Ryan shows it's raining men, so.
My next one is who are you most attracted to in the room?
Oh my gosh.
Ryan, be honest.
Shawnna.
That took so
Okay.
long.
Alright.
So long.
He decided.
Wow.
Shauna?
Wow. I'm gonna go with Ryan.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Ryan as well.
All right.
Sorry, Taylor.
That's not what I meant.
No problem, Ryan.
Take one off. That's another one for me.
Who's your celebrity crush, and would your partner give you a pass given the opportunity?
Wait, am I saying who's his celebrity crush or my own?
No, who's
Sorry.
your celebrity
Actually,
Mine, okay.
I like the idea of guess each other's first.
crush? Ooh.
Do you know who mine is? I'm really curious to see
Probably a
if you
fucking
remember because
book.
I've told you. It's not. I've definitely told
You know
you.
my celebrity.
I'll give you a hint.
Oh no, I know mine.
You know yours?
Yeah.
I'll give you a hint.
Rogers.
Do you know her name
For yours?
for mine?
No. No.
I'm gonna tell you her name.
No. You try and guess mine, and then I'll think of yours.
Remember, this is someone that you want to sleep with.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Who is yours? Who is yours? It's probably bad that I don't know.
He didn't know. For
Jesus,
No,
I don't
I
know
know.
yours.
No, you're gonna have to give it up. Who's
Give it
your
up.
celebrity crush?
It's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, damn it! I did know that. I did.
Okay.
Didn't know that. His
So
eyes are
given the
dreamy.
opportunity, would you allow your partner to sleep with them?
100%.
Okay. And
Wow. Who's
so,
yours?
oh yeah, who's yours? Sorry, I
Oh,
never.
Natalie Portman.
wow.
Okay.
Sure, I wanted to guess that.
And yes.
Yeah, sure. why not?
Okay. All right.
High five. Go at it, you kids.
You're right.
I'll be here on the couch.
You and Jake Gyllenhaal. Fair enough.
Who do you like more, your partner or their mother?
Ryan.
Oh, really?
Wow, moving
Okay.
Very much.
Shawnna.
Gee.
Ryan hates his mom.
Ryan hates his mom?
Yeah.
It's not asking if he likes his own mom.
Oh. It was or their mother.
Do or their mother.
Oh.
As in, do,
No,
do you like Ryan's
I
mother?
thought you
more
were
than-
asking,
I have
do you like
nothing
your
against
partner
her,
or their
but I like
or your
Ryan more.
mother?
No, their mother.
Do you like your partner more or your mother?
Or my own
Oh,
mother.
yeah. Ooh, that's a better one. It's juicier.
Ryan, please answer first.
Oh. Ryan, do you like your mom more?
I think I like them both equally.
Aw.
Wow.
Wow, what a
diplomatic
cop-out.
answer. I'd like to copy that answer.
Coward.
Coward.
Actually, well, no. Ryan.
She birthed you.
She does not like
I'm equal, but that's fine. Whatever. Fuck it.
Are you a cat person or a dog person? And is your partner more like a cat or a dog?
Okay, I was gonna say, unless there's a second part, that's not really a
Yeah, exactly.
Cat or a dog?
I honestly, I've never owned a dog before. I've only ever owned cats, so I'm a bit of a cat person, I must admit. I'm a dog aunt. Like, you can tell me to watch your dog for like a weekend, not a problem. They're adorable, but like, I want to go. Yeah, we've dogs.
She almost killed the dog.
Should we throw
Whoa.
that story in at the end? Should we toss that one in? No,
Was it on
I
purpose?
think not.
Did it piss her off?
Well, yeah, sure, why not?
I mean, that dog has died since, but not because of me.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Just the repercussions of what you've done.
Yeah, it was Christmas time.
It was Christmas Eve. We come home, and there's wrapping paper all over the place. And oh no, the Toblerone's gone.
Oh.
Oh my
So
god.
the dog had gotten into the present, and we didn't even think of that. you know?
Wait, so you're blaming this on Shawnna?
I did wrap
was
up the
hers.
dark chocolate Toblerone and put it underneath
I mean, it
the
was on
tree.
both of us because we
Okay.
left it down. there.
Easy access for the dog to
Anyway,
eat,
Christmas Eve was us taking the dog to the emergency room.
to get her stomach
Wow.
pumped. And she
I can't believe I've never heard this
Family
before.
friends.
This is this is true. Did it?
Oh,
But
really?
anyways,
I bring
yeah,
it up a lot.
No, I remember that because you were watching their apartment, weren't you? During,
No, that was my-
or
That's
sorry,
someone else.
that was a different
People.
one.
That was
That
my
was
aunt.
different.
Oh no, sorry, not apartment. It was a house.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I
yeah.
remember
You're
you
host
talking
sitting.
about how you were there, and I was like, "Are you over the Christmas break?"
I vaguely
yeah,
remember
You're
it.
not gonna be home
I
for
think I
Christmas?
just thought it was your
Yeah.
aunt.
Yeah.
No.
So I've done that, but if anyone wants me to dog sit, again, I'm a good dog aunt. I won't kill your dog. Yeah.
So is Ryan more like a dog or a cat?
honestly
His tendencies, his personality, anything.
dog.
He's more of a dog.
Definitely
He is a dog.
Yeah,
All right,
Ryan's
Ryan.
like
You
a
dog,
slow
you.
old dog.
Dig it, dig it, dog, dig it, dig it.
What were you, Ryan?
Shauna's like a cat, but without all the like agility stuff.
Okay.
So they're nature's
both
best
slow
predator.
Cats and dogs.
So you're saying she's just like nature's best predator, except she has none of the physical attributes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
What?
Cool.
No, like she's like a cat, like a rawr, like a cat, you know.
What?
So she'll give
And
you
she's like-
attitude. What was that?
Yeah,
What was the
Around. Maybe she's more like a dog, I guess.
what?
Maybe she's a dog, more like a dog.
I think you're
guess.
backpedaling because I pointed out the flaw.
I don't really.
Ryan doesn't understand the question.
A cat, a lazy cat who likes to lay on the couch.
I'm saying cats.
Maybe the opposite.
Anyway,
I'm saying the only
cat
positive
person.
attributes that cats have, like physically, is their physical attributes of being like terrific murderers, and you just said she doesn't have that.
Is that all I have?
Well, they're also very cuddly and very lazy
Lazy. I'm lazy.
and very sweet.
I like to lay on the
But
couch
you're
and
basically
read.
just saying
She's
she's
a cat
extremely
person
lazy, but
without-
pretty sweet.
She's a cat person without the agility. I'll still
you.
stick by that.
No. It's not whether or not she's a cat person. It's whether or not she's more like a cat.
She's more like a cat without the agility of a cat.
And I will take that.
I'll stick with
I
that.
will take that.
And I want a cat because they're less work.
Yes, they're very independent
I'm a
almost
cat person.
creatures.
What's your favorite pizza topping?
Ooh, like my only one. If I had a one
You had
topping pizza.
I know your answer, so I hope you know it.
I mean,
Did his research.
I'd go some like.
We just spoke about it earlier.
Wow, did we?
Yeah, twice it came up.
What? Where was I?
2 different times.
Oh God, what were we
this
talking
episode?
about? A bunch of animals. We were talking about animals.
Yeah, raw meat.
Oranges. Oh, we talked about orange food, like orange peppers. Don't like those.
You can just
on
give your
pizza.
actual answer.
Oh yeah, I'd put some with the one topping, just like I don't know, some Brooklyn pepperoni. Change it up a little.
I thought it was feta.
Oh my God,
yeah.
it's not feta. Hey Taylor, get me feta.
Feta is great on pizza, but yeah.
It is.
For reference, we were trying to order pizza, and I was trying to figure out what topping Shawnna wanted on our pizza. So she was whispering really loudly across the room feta to me because her mentality was, oh, better not say it too loud or I'll interrupt the phone call. And I was like, oh no, the person on the other end would have heard the topping that you wanted. That would have been so horrible.
It wouldn't have been a surprise. It wouldn't have been coming from you.
Yeah, it was just her screaming feta, feta, and I couldn't understand.
It doesn't
her
mean
because
as
she was
much
far away.
if it comes from Shawnna.
Exactly.
Yeah, apparently.
I was.
You have to say it quiet so only I can hear it.
You
and
were
then I can
ordering the
repeat it
pizza.
into the phone.
You
Yeah.
were ordering the pizza. I wasn't.
course.
This man doesn't know who I am.
You're
He doesn't
right.
know what feta relates to. The
You're
pizza, something else.
You know, he was only asking what toppings I wanted. You're right. It could have been anything.
I'm just squishing this.
Mine
guy.
would be more cheese.
More cheese.
More cheese.
Oh.
That's not even a topping.
Yeah,
I mean,
give
it's
you the
an
option.
No, but I'm saying that's just the way he likes his pizza.
Yeah.
Cheesy.
Cheesy.
topping, just more of what's on there.
Do you just eat cheese pizzas?
No. I always get something else.
So then cheese clearly isn't
Well-
it. Huh?
It is, because I just feel bad only getting a cheese pizza when other people are eating it. And I'm never eating pizza alone. you see.
Okay. Scenario where you are, you'd make just a cheese pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then there you go. So it is
that's
cheese.
fine then.
Okay. Perfect.
Great.
Fair enough.
I thought you were.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
So that wraps up my questions.
Lovely.
We got to
On to it.
we got to know a little bit more about your
Relationship.
your dynamic.
You're
I'll have
staring.
a lot more to think about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's some tough things. And
Yeah, some tough questions.
now it is going to be time for our last segment, which is I keep doing this. That's not the segment, but I keep doing this. Yeah, the Fancy Wolf Hall of Fame, which is where each week we just bring anything to the table for us to vote on. Someone's going to try and pitch something that they want into our Hall of Fame, which is just a nonsense list. Last week we got Largent.
Yeah,
list.
it can't be a nonsense list.
Largent
He's
brewer.
important.
Yes, but I'm saying nonsense as in Largent is on there with raccoons and a cat, and a video game,
I
and
suppose.
previously a watermelon. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
now
true.
Shawnna has been planning something for a while.
I have.
Shawnna actually, technically, we said this was your first time on the show or whatever. We implied it for
Yeah,
the last
yeah.
episode. But technically, you did call in before to do.
Oh, yeah.
Technically speaking, that's
Was that
That was
episode
you,
5
wasn't
then?
it?
yeah, that's me.
Was that episode 5 she called in?
I think
Sounds
so.
like that.
I think so.
Airline
So.
food, airplane food, whatever you want to call it. Yes. Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
So that didn't get in. So
I know.
you actually have.
Oh,
You're.
I gotta pitch this one.
Try harder this time.
I will. Wow. All right. I'm about to pitch you snowplows. We're gonna put snowplows into the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I want you to think real hard. This is practical. This makes sense. All right. Snowplows are the workhorse of winter. Okay. I want you to imagine that you work in a hospital, Taylor, nursing. I want you to imagine.
I still
yourself
don't
as
actually do that.
I want you to picture yourself as a nurse. Okay. You have to get into work. You have to. Right. It's
I
a
have to get into work
snowstorm.
at my actual job.
Yeah, but your real job's not important.
But like at the end of the day, there's some options to work from home, you know. So we had a snowstorm recently in Halifax where we got, I don't know what, like 30 centimeters of snow, something like that.
There's a lot.
Yeah, it was quite a bit. And we obviously have the equipment and the salt trucks and snow plows and all those good things to deal with these storms. And we can get people to work where they need to be. A lot of companies don't have work from home as an option, so some people have to get into work, like hospitals and doctors and nurses and all those good things. So snowplows allow you to in wintertime. So Ireland is a good example. In 2018, they had a big snowstorm in March. that dropped like 40 centimeters of snow, and it essentially shut down their whole country for about a week. Kids,
I keep forgetting their countries are much smaller.
like kids couldn't go to school for a whole week. People were locked into their neighborhoods. They couldn't get out. My aunts essentially just walked around their neighborhoods with their dogs. They like couldn't go to work. They had to work from home. And it's because they don't have snowplows. They don't have snow trucks. They don't have literally any of the equipment to deal with it. The way that Canada and places like that do.
So what I'm hearing is I would get a week-long vacation if it wasn't for snowplows.
And you shouldn't think that way because you have work to do. You have to get to work.
Yeah,
You have
but
important business to do.
I do have important business to do.
She's good.
Snowplows.
Nobody's gonna die at my work.
Well, again, if you were a nurse, maybe.
I suppose. I guess
You're not a
I
nurse.
guess the hospital. I guess I say this now until when I stay home from the snowplows not existing and stub my toe so hard I need an ambulance,
Ooh.
and the ambulance can't come get me. I'm
There
gonna
it
be
is.
pretty pissed.
That's it. Yeah. So
So-
snowplows, they make sure that we can get to where we're going in the wintertime. Snowplows should be in the Hall of Fame.
can't
I
really
want to
argue
say
that.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't like when they make it so that, and this is just a side effect of snowplows, not the drivers. I've been out going for like a run on the sidewalk. Sometimes it's like, ooh, the snow gets stacked up so high
On the
that
sides, yeah.
you might get hit because no one can see. The car can't see you, and you can't see the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Where you'll shovel your driveway and then it'll get filled up again because of those
They'll come by.
snowplows.
Yes.
Kids can get killed right if they're hanging in a snowbank and a snowplow comes by and
God.
traps them in there.
Yeah, but if you're gonna do that, you probably deserved it.
Sure.
Yikes.
Yikes.
Those are my things against them.
Fair.
I do appreciate them. I do like something I'll add to them is I very much like when it is a snow day and you can hear one outside
Yeah.
doing his thing. Like
Honestly.
the other day, didn't have to go into work. My boss told me not to come in because it was so bad out. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I could just hear it outside. And it was a nice sound.
Yeah. A bit of a droning kind
It always
of sound.
reminded me of school getting canceled when I would hear
Yeah.
them.
Here we
Which
go.
is, I
That's
think,
probably why I really
yeah.
like hearing them, because I don't like hearing garbage trucks.
No.
Yeah.
God,
And they don't sound that much different.
I don't actually. I like hearing garbage trucks.
really? I don't.
I mean, I don't mean I dislike hearing it. It's just like it's a garbage truck. Who cares?
snowplows. Yeah, I don't know.
I
Snowplows.
think I
I
like
would
the sound
scraping.
of big vehicle engines just outside.
You like big, meaty, thick engines revving around, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, yeah.
You
I don't
chose a
hear a
great
lot of- I don't hear a lot of
general
negative
topic.
No, there
No.
there isn't a lot of negatives. I think it's just
Yeah.
it's a very
The workhorse of winter.
it's
a mitochondria of winter.
We're not used to that. I don't think.
Thank you, Taylor, for that joke. And no, you cannot fight the practicality.
No, I'm not fighting. I'm
You
saying
can't.
we're
You
not
just
used
can't.
to practical.
Yeah, I heard the the briefcases and
Yeah, the
all those things.
briefcase. I guess
I've heard
briefcase was practical, but it was
Was.
not.
I've heard those,
No
but like
pitch for
I
it.
came
Good.
prepared with my pitch today. Snowplows, you gotta give due where it's due.
She was molding it for practicality.
molding it
Was-
from practicality.
Yeah, how does a snowplow deal with legal papers and them flying around the road? Because, a briefcase didn't make it in, and it can deal with those.
I like how in Ryan's pitch way back, he was acting as if they still planned it as if they had briefcases, but they weren't invented yet, so they just had to follow through with their plan without them.
Not to bash your idea or anything, just trying
Yeah,
to,
for sure.
trying to boost my own.
For
idea,
sure.
That's all.
That was an
Yeah.
unaired episode, or was that an aired episode?
That was aired.
That was aired.
Right, the unaired
Yeah.
one was your clouds pitch.
Yeah. I'll vote yes.
Yeah, I'll
Thank
vote
you.
yes
I
on
appreciate
that.
it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll vote yes too.
Thank you very much.
That
All right.
helps me.
Crap, now we need those champagne flutes.
Oh,
Here we go again.
I was about to just end the
we
recording.
already
right
drank
there.
from them.
I got the most and everything. I was about to just end it.
And
I was like, oh, we're done. Okay.
We don't know whose is whose.
Yeah, well, do any of you have salmonella?
Or mono, anything like
I
that.
did have mono at one point.
It's true. It's not like contagious anymore, though.
I have lights.
I don't know how
That's-
it works.
Oh, you're like a carrier for mono now.
I think it could be forever. Did the camera just change focus, or was that my eyes?
I know which one's
It's back now, but
my water, so.
I thought it did for a second. Maybe it was when Taylor walked by. It might be on autofocus. That may have been what did it.
Oh, that one's mine.
This one?
Yeah, okay.
Wow, you have yours, but you don't have ours.
Yeah, because you all drank the exact same amount of water, so I couldn't distinguish them.
Yeah. All right. So
This one's fingerprints
did we
on it.
do cheers before?
Yeah, we did.
Did?
To snowplows.
To snowplows.
To
Thank you.
snowplows.
To
To
snowplows.
snowplows. Ryan? To snowplows.
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
God, I hate the drinking sounds. All right. Well, that was a long episode, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, no, it's like
Yeah.
an hour and 40.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
You're going to have to trim some of that.
I might.
Like
All
garbage.
Ryan's talking points.
I keep getting distracted because all the lights across the street for the stores are turning on their signs over time, and it's very cool looking. But yeah, that was our 9th episode of Important Business. We post every Thursday on YouTube. The easiest way to get to that is fancywolf.com. You can also, I'm so distracted by the cat. We're also on podcast services, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play. You can contact us directly at importantbusinesspodcast@gmail.com. You can also contact me directly on Twitter at Cameron Kennedy. At Cameron Ken. You can contact Taylor at
Taylor O. Robinson.
You can contact Ryan at
Real Joke Master.
And Shawnna does not have anything.
No.
Anything you just want to pitch? Like I think Hannah pitched recycling or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is like
What are you doing with your platform?
life is too short for plain socks. Always get fun socks.
Okay.
Always get fun patterns on your socks.
And live forever if you have the opportunity.
If ever given the opportunity to live forever.
Life might not be too short.
Then you don't have to wear fun socks.
But until next time, it's been a pleasure doing business with you.
And also with you.
I messed that up. I messed that up.
No, you
Sorry.
didn't. No, it was good.
No, please cut that.
Okay,
part out.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Please cut